Are live at CollectCo for Monday night's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know by saying hi or hello or any other way to signify that you're watching. First person to comment gets a free gift. Free gift, first person who comments. And that person is Craig, Sweden. Craig, you get unlimited access to post-track listings tonight. Unlimited access to post-track listings for us tonight. That is Craig's free gift. So thank you, Craig. Now, let's go ahead and start sharing. If you're watching, thank you. And if you want to help us out, the first thing I need you to do is share this post. This post right here, this feed you're watching, I really need you to share it. Or you can go ahead and like it. That also is great too. See how I liked it there? That's very helpful. I'm going to hit share. I'm going to go over here to a couple groups and I'm going to share it there. I think I'll share it over here too. And I think I'll share it here. And I encourage you to do the same as well. Also going to copy this link and share it a couple other places. Welcome everybody. We're about to, Josh is about to head over to the steel mill. Iron Man. Alrighty. Let's see. We got 3, 6, 7 crates of new vintage arrivals. That's right. 7 crates of new vintage arrivals. It's not what I want to do. Okay. And here we go. Let me reply to this. All right, so I'm sharing and liking. Make sure you've hit the thumbs up button on the Facebook post first of all. Make sure you've hit the thumbs up on that. And now let's go to YouTube. We're also live streaming on YouTube right there. There's YouTube. You hit share. You hit copy, and we're going to put it over on our Instagram story. So other people can find us over there. Story. I have a new graphic that says live now. I need to save that so I can find it faster. There it is. Live now. So link. And boom. And boom. Live now. All right. So Monday night, this means we're going to go through records and show you new arrivals, and we've got auctions and other things as usual. So yeah, let's see what we have here on the table. I think we might just go ahead and start with a new crate. I prefer to do that anyway. So actually, let me go ahead and move this out of the way for just a second. We're going to go through our first crate of new stuff. New stuff. So let me do that right now. This is new stuff that has not been shown, some waiting list and some restocks, but these have not been shown before. So we're going to start right here. The first thing I have is the Who. Who's next? This is the iconic 1971 album, 4LP Deluxe Remastered Edition. And by the way, this is part of that new Who reissue series that came out. They pretty much released 4 different versions of this album on the same day. They put out a box set, they put out the Coke bottle, the half-speed master, and then just a black vinyl remaster. This is $99.99, and this is the original album plus a live San Francisco concert. And this is a live San Francisco concert. So $99.99, and that's the new Who's Next, with the Who live at the Civic Auditorium, San Francisco, 1971. So that is $99.99. The Donnas. So we finally got more of these back in, or more of the second album. The second album is called American Teenage Rock and Roll Machine, $38.99 for the Donnas. I'm going to go over here and pull the pre-order list because we do have a pre-order list for the Donnas. The other one came in last week. This one is in for this week's invoice. So if you was on the pre-order for the Donnas, I'm going to show it tonight, and you will get invoiced for it a week from tonight. You'll get invoiced for it a week from tonight. And the pre-order on the Donnas was Walt Cruz, James Bragg, Mike Massey, Brian Tyler, Adam Stein, Jerry Stone, and Paul Beal. That was Walt Cruz, James Bragg, Mike Massey, Brian Tyler, Adam Stein, Jerry Stone, and Paul Beal. $38.99 on the Donnas. We also have a new release from the B-52s. Yeah, their greatest hits collection on vinyl for the first time ever. This is limited edition pink and purple double vinyl. I meant to post a pre-order for that and never got around to it. But there's the B-52s. I've got 3 of those on hand, and that is the colored vinyl, $44.99. Metal. Tomorrow night is Kiss Night, which means we're going to have a show just like this tomorrow night. There's going to be new vinyl. There's going to be new vintage, and then we're going to be auctioning off Kiss merchandise, and we'll also have Kiss merchandise as buy it nows. Thursday night is Metal Night. We're going to have another Metal Night this Thursday at 7 o'clock, and I hope you get ready because it's going to be just as big and crazy as the last one. We found the rest of that collection back there, and it's quite intense. So more metal Thursday night. Get ready for another big metal night. B-52 sold to Mike Massey, Jerry Stone, and Cynthia Herdren. Those are all gone. I need to order more of those. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever, $38.99 for Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. And we did get a restock of the Guns N' Roses live in Japan. The Guns N' Roses live in Japan, there was a waiting list. Steve Wild and Scott Fish were both on a waiting list for that. That is $49.99. That is an unofficial on orange colored vinyl. First time it says on vinyl, I guess as a bootleg maybe. I'm not for sure on that. But that is $49.99. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet is $36.99. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, $36.99. EV preview pictures, absolutely. We'll be posting pictures for Metal Night starting Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably Thursday. And of course, we'll have 50, 100 pictures posted, but that doesn't mean that's exactly all we're selling. We'll have hundreds of more just like last time. We posted 72 pictures, and we probably had 500 albums that night. So, but yes, you'll just want to tune in. So just be here. That's what I tell everybody. If you want to buy, we have the big nights, you're just going to have to be here because we're going to be auctioning for 5 hours, and we're going to be showing of hundreds of other records as well. Guns N' Roses, Anarchy in the UK, $39.99 for Guns N' Roses, Anarchy in the UK. That's on red vinyl. There was a waiting list for that, Philip Regaldo. We did get another copy of the Marcus King Band. Marcus King Band is $34.99. That's also new and sealed. There was a waiting list for Marcus King Band, Kenny Heathcock. Also, we have The Cure's Greatest Hits, $44.99. The Cure's Greatest Hits, that's a 2LP. Cure's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Cynthia Herdren got a copy of that. Cynthia, you was on a waiting list. I've got 2 extras for sale. Also, the Smashing Pumpkins, Pure Acoustic, Unplugged, and More, 1993. That's the Smashing Pumpkins Unplugged. That is a 2LP live unofficial Unplugged. There was a waiting list for that as well. Autumn Betts, I've got you one pulled. Ed Nelson wants the Marcus King Band. That's sold to Ed Nelson. And we did get a restock of Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland. $34.99 for Jimi Hendrix Electric Ladyland. $34.99. Steve Henry, you was on a waiting list. So here's the first crate of new vinyl for tonight. Electric Ladyland, $34.99. Smashing Pumpkins Unplugged, $39.99. The Cure's Greatest Hits, $44.99. Guns N' Roses, Anarchy in the UK. That's on red vinyl, $39.99. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, $36.99 for Bon Jovi. Also, Guns N' Roses live in Japan, 1988. Japan, unofficial, $49.99. Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever. Free Fallin' and I Won't Back Down. And we did get the other Donna's album in. American Teenage Rock and Roll Machine, $38.99. Slippery When Wet. Slippery When Wet, Jacob Harris, you was on a waiting list. Yes, that was the last waiting list from this crate. You'll get one on this next invoice. Cycle Circus. We're sending out invoices for right now. So Tanner's working on sending out invoices from last week purchases. We had more new customers than ever before. I think y'all saw the post we made. We had a historic night last Thursday with metal. We had more new customers, more buyers, more viewers than ever before, and we've sold more than just about ever before last week, which means an unusual amount of invoices and sales. So just a fair warning, there's a lot of invoices, there'll be a lot of questions and corrections, and there'll be a lot of tracking numbers we got to get out. Everybody, just bear with us. We do have several people here on staff, but with the amount we sold last week, it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. So we're working on all that right now as we speak. Tanner is sending out invoices. He's copying and pasting. He's sharing links. He's doing all kinds of stuff over here, creating new profiles for customers, which is the most time consuming. When we have this many new customers on board, it's a lot. It's a lot. Now, Psycho Circus, so there was some of those that went out on this week's invoices. So if you get an invoice by the end of the night, check it, see if you got a Psycho Circus. If not, they just sent me another invoice. I'm getting another 20 copies. So our waiting list is getting about filled. Everybody who wanted a Psycho Circus, I'm chipping away at that waiting list. But if you want on that list, I've got 20 more copies. And I don't know if I have 20 people on the list anymore. So we're getting near to the bottom of that list. So if you want in on that, you might want to take advantage. Here's our first two auctions of the night. So tonight's auctions is going to be stuff from the bins. I found some Depeche Mode and some other really cool stuff. This is Depeche Mode Speak and Spell. Depeche Mode Speak and Spell. This is a 1981 Winchester press, and this is going to be a $55 start. As y'all well know, we do not get many Depeche Mode albums in whatsoever. Speak and Spell. No condition notes on the vinyl. This is a 1981 OG press, and that is a $55 start for Depeche Mode. We also have Frank Zappa. Here's a bootleg from the Pittsburgh collection we just slipped in. This is a Frank Zappa unofficial, $35 start. This is a Frank Zappa 1981 unofficial. And I don't know exactly. John is the one who prepared this one, so unfortunately I don't have a lot of notes on it. All I know, it's a vintage Frank Zappa bootleg. That's a $35 start, so $55 and $35 on those. From the last bin, we have Darren Wortman on The Cure's Greatest Hits. Darren Wortman on The Cure's Greatest Hits. Let me go ahead and pull that for Darren Wortman. Let's go ahead and pull that for Darren Wortman. Make sure I didn't miss anything else, or at least anything that I can answer. If I'm not answering you, then I don't know, or I can't answer it right now. Psycho Circus waiting list for David Hesse. If anybody else wants on that Psycho Circus waiting list for $49.99, let me know. $49.99. Eric Smalley wanted a Psycho Circus, and Chuck Wilson. So there's 3 more names. Tanner already had Eric Smalley. So we're adding to that list because we got another 20 copies. And if they actually show up tomorrow, y'all know with Kiss buyers watching, they're going to be evaporated. So they're all gone. So Johnny Joseph Williams wants on the waiting list for the B-52s. Gotcha. Arlo Guthrie, the last of the Brooklyn Cowboys. Arlo Guthrie is $19.99. Alan Johnson on the Psycho Circus waiting list. Eric Clapton, Forever Man. Too Bad and Heaven is One Step Away. This is an Eric Clapton. Looks like an EP. 12-inch, $12.99. Eric Clapton, 1985. Arlo Guthrie, Eric Clapton. The Guess Who, sewn and grown in Canada. The Guess Who on the Wand label. All these are EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. There's the Guess Who. Van Morrison, Wavelengths. Van Morrison, Wavelengths. Original Inner Sleeve, $34.99 for Van Morrison. Also, Three Dog Night Harmony. This is actually a white label promo, $24.99. Bill Samus, also on the Psycho Circus waiting list. Jetstream, first claim out of here with Eric Clapton. That's sold to Jetstream. Traffic, looks like it's sealed. It is an original sealed die-cut cover, too, of Traffic Shootout at the Fantasy Factory, $29.99. We're looking for $55 and $35 starts on the Depeche Mode and the Frank Zappa bootleg unofficial. The Nice, Hanging On to a Dream. The Nice is $19.99. The Nice, Hanging On to a Dream, featuring Keith Emerson, $19.99. The Fabulous Johnny Cash, a 1967 pressing. That is a Columbia 2i. Very clean-looking vinyl for the age, and being that's a Johnny Cash album. $24.99, 1967 pressing of that. Jerry Garcia, $26.99 for Jerry Garcia. $26.99 for Jerry Garcia. And that is a 1974 pressing. Just tuning in, Psycho Circus picture disc. It's not a picture disc. It's a black vinyl 2014 remaster, non-lenticular cover. Right now, they're $49.99. That's the price we've been doing on them. And we've only been getting in like 10, 10, 10. They're still very allocated due to demand. Hendrix in the West, Jimi Hendrix. And this is a UK pressing. No condition notes on the vinyl. The cover is about VG+. It shows some signs of wear. 1972, $39.99. And Arlo Guthrie is $19.99. This is self-titled Arlo Guthrie, $19.99. Another one. This is Power of Love. Arlo Guthrie, $19.99. It's on a tan Warner Brothers label. And Fleetwood Mac Mirage, which just got slipped in here. I might have to auction that later. He didn't put a sleeve or a price on it, so that might have been an accident. David Bowie, Never Let Me Down. Gold stamp promo on the front with the original inner sleeve. That is $34.99. And How Deep Is Your Love? The South Soul Strings, $9.99. One more. Let's do the Songs of Paul Simon, a collection of hits. The Songs of Paul Simon. That's a promo copy, $24.99. Joe, you're sort of lucky. I was just about to make this a buy it now, but I'll give it another 60 seconds. No bid. OG pressing of Depeche Mode Speak and Spell. We're looking for a $55 start. Depeche Mode Speak and Spell. We're looking for a $55 start. And this is a buy it now. This is a 1981 vintage Frank Zappa bootleg. No bid. Looking for a $35 buy it now on that. I don't know a lot about it, but it's very nice. Got a cool cover. And that's a $35 buy it now for this Frank Zappa bootleg. $35 buy it now on that. Carly Simon, Boys in the Trees. This is a white label promo, $12.99. White label promo of Carly Simon, Boys in the Trees. And another Paul Simon. I was about to say, I don't think I've seen that before, a collection of hits. But here is Still Crazy After All These Years, and this is a white label promo. Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. That's a white label promo, $29.99. Brian C. is going to get the Zappa for a $35 buy it now. So Joe Maynard or anybody else, this is now a $55 buy it now on the Depeche Mode. Actually, Jackie has put 55. Let's go ahead and sell it to Jackie, $55. Depeche Mode is sold to Jackie Reynolds. Silver Convention, a Love in a Sleeper, or Love in a Sleeper. Silver Convention. Convention. Yeah, I was about to say, that don't sound right. Silver Convention, Love in a Sleeper, $9.99. And Shame, Shirley and Company. This is a 1975 white label promo, $24.99. Let me put up two new auctions after I show Bob Seger, Beautiful Loser, $34.99. Original orange capital label, $34.99. All right, next auction is another Depeche Mode. This is Catching Up with the Depeche Mode. And I'm going to offer our two Beatles 67, 62, 66, 67 to 70 U.S. pressing. This is Catching Up with the Depeche Mode, a 1985 SRC pressing. This is a $45 start. Catching Up with Depeche Mode, 1985 SRC pressing. EX Plus to Near Mint Minus vinyl, has the original inner sleeve. That is now a $45 start. And this is the Beatles. We have both Apple labels, 62 to 66. The one I'm holding right now is the 67 to 70. Both are complete with the original inner sleeves. Both are on both are on Apple labels. These are very nice, and that's both volumes, and those are going to be a $75 start for both of them. $75 start for both of them. Jetstream's going to go ahead and get the Bob Seger. That's sold to Jetstream. Uriah Heep Firefly. It has a Warner Brothers promo sticker on it. Not a promo label. No condition notes on any of these in this bin. Uriah Heep is $19.99. Jimmy Webb. El Mirage, Jimmy Webb, $9.99, and Three Dog Night Naturally. Three Dog Night Naturally is $19.99. Tina Turner, Rough. I don't recall seeing that one before. Tina Turner's $29.99. Does have a clip corner. I've had a lot of Tina Turner albums. I don't recall ever seeing a copy of Rough. A Look Inside, Joe South. That is a sealed copy. It does have a punch hole. It is sealed. $19.99. Three Dog Night, American Pastime. That is a white label promo for Three Dog Night, American Pastime. White label promo, $24.99. And Sonny and Cher, Live in Las Vegas, Volume 2. Sonny and Cher, Live in Las Vegas, Volume 2. That is $19.99. Sonny and Cher, Live in Las Vegas. Seals and Crofts, Sudan Village. This is a sealed copy, $19.99 for Seals and Crofts, Sudan Village. And Leo Sayer, Thunder in My Heart, $9.99. Santa Esmeralda, this is Beauty. Santa Esmeralda is $19.99. Jetstream says he'll take the Sonny and Cher. There's silver in here I could say I have never seen before, but I would be saying that like on a lot, like on some of these albums by, it's like deeper cuts in the artist's discography with some of these. $24.99 for the Eagles, the long run. Jackie Reynolds has the Depeche Mode for $45, going twice, going three times. I'm going to go ahead and make these a buy it now. If anybody wants both of the Beatles, 62 to 66 and 67 to 70, $75 buy it now on both of those. Jimmy Buffett, Volcano, gold stamp promo. Jimmy Buffett, Volcano, $19.99 for Buffett. Dwayne Allman, an Anthology, Volume 1. Dwayne Allman Anthology, Volume 1, $34.99. Brad Boland's at $50 on Depeche Mode. The Best of Arlo Guthrie, $19.99 for The Best of Arlo Guthrie, $19.99. Dr. John's Gumbo, hadn't seen a copy of that in a while. That's a 1972 SRC pressing as well, $49.99. Dr. John's Gumbo, original yellow epic label, $49.99. Is that the one that has Mr. Bojangles on it? I actually think it may. $49.99. All right, Mark Quaram's going to get both of the Beatles for $75 buy it now. Jackie Reynolds, you're out on the Depeche Mode. Brad Boland has the high bid at $50. Greg Rogers wants JB. That's Jimmy Buffett for Greg Rogers. And William Warback wants KB, but he meant JB. That was for Jimmy Buffett. William, you were second on that one. We have the Beach Boys live in concert. That's a 2 LP for $24.99. That's a 1973. That's a 1973 Canadian pressing. The Beach Boys in concert, $24.99. Jackie's back in on Depeche Mode at 55. The J. Giles Band Freeze Frame, $19.99 on the J. Giles Band Freeze Frame. J. Giles Band Freeze Frame. Our next auction is going to be a VG Plus copy of Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. This is the second label, originally on a Columbia 2i. This is in VG Plus condition, but not bad. Pretty clean for what it is. I'm going to start this at $10. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, starting bid $10, VG Plus condition. That is the second 70s label. That's now up for bid. Jetstream wanted Beach Boys. He said, never mind. Brad Boland's backing on Depeche Mode at 57. Foghat, Energized. Foghat is $14.99 for Energized. Also, Leonard Skinner, The Best of the Rest. Leonard Skinner is $34.99. The Best of the Rest. Leonard Skinner, we don't get that one as often. $34.99. The Fabulous Thunderbirds, Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker. The Fabulous Thunderbirds is $24.99. Also, ABBA, Arrival, $19.99 for ABBA Arrival. $19.99 on ABBA. Walt Disney's Happiest Songs. This is actually an original sealed 1967 copy, $29.99. John Leal first on the Fabulous Thunderbirds. John Cougar American Fool, $19.99 for John Cougar American Fool. Very nice looking copy, $19.99. Hurt So Good, Jack and Diane, $19.99 on that. Billy Humphrey wants LS. That's Leonard Skinner to Billy Humphrey. Jackie, let me know if you want back in on Depeche Mode. Final call to Brad Boland for $57. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits, looking for a $10 start. No bid. No bid on that yet. Bob Seger Night Moves in shrink wrap, $29.99. Bob Seger Night Moves, that's on the original Capitol label, $29.99. Also, this is the Doors Soft Parade, $34.99. That's on the Butterfly Electra label, $34.99. Creedence Clearwater Revival, the Royal Albert Hall Concert, that's $29.99. The Royal Albert Hall Concert. Janis Joplin Pearl is $34.99. That's on the second, or actually I think this album originally came on that label. That was the first, or was this on a 2i? I don't think that was on a 2i. I think that was the first label on that, $34.99. All right, back up to the top. Last claim was Billy Humphrey on Led Zeppelin. If you have any questions on invoices, corrections, problems, complaints, or actually anything, send us a message. So that way Tanner has it. I can't answer or fix anything right here. Jackie Reynolds gets Depeche Mode for $60. Only one bid on Bob Dylan. Jetstream gets that for $10. And we actually had a bid on Depeche Mode before I called it sold. Fred, you're a little bit behind, though. Let me bring back Depeche Mode. I hadn't got to the bottom of the feed. Fred was already in. Jackie has this for $60 already. Jackie has Depeche Mode for $60. That's a final call. David Lee Roth, Crazy from the Heat. That's $26.99 for David Lee Roth. Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. $29.99 for Bow Wow Wow, I Want Candy. And Seals and Croft, Summer Breeze, $9.99. Seals and Croft, Summer Breeze, $9.99. Fred, let me know if you want to bid more than $60. If you say out, then I'm going to go ahead and sell that to Jackie. I don't think I had any other questions on records in the crate except for Henry's Choice. Foghat is near mint for $14.99. That was Foghat Energized. Fred is back in on Depeche Mode at 61. Seals and Croft is sold to Jetstream. All right, I'll go back through that crate later. Let me go ahead and move on to a crate of stuff that I prepared. This is some sealed stuff that I think they bought on their buying trip. Some of it's sealed. Some of it is open but near mint, you know, like used new vinyl. Also, Rich Shockley wants Eagles the Long Run. Let me pull that. But first, let me introduce our next auction. This is the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction Super Deluxe Box Set. 4 CDs, a Blu-ray, 73 total tracks, 49 tracks unreleased. That's the Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction Super Deluxe Box Set. That is now up for auction for a $55 start. $55 start for Guns N' Roses Appetite for Destruction. Jackie, you're out on Depeche Mode. Fred Carnell has that at 61. E, you were second on Seals and Croft. Jetstream was first to that. Out of that last crate, Rich Shockley would like the Eagles the Long Run. I can pull that for you. Rich Shockley gets the Eagles Long Run. That's sold to Rich Shockley. Title and price on Uriah Heep. That was Uriah Heep Firefly, $19.99. Henry's Choice said he will take Foghat Energized. That's sold to Henry's Choice. Foghat Energized. Mike Helton's at 55 on Guns N' Roses. 55, now 60. Jackie's back in on Depeche Mode at 65. This is pressed at Palace. This is just the single LP, not the 2 LP. This is the single LP of Fleetwood Mac Palace, $39.99. Pressed at Palace, Germany. Very fantastic sounding record. It's not the 2 LP, it's just the single LP, $39.99. This is the No, this is vinyl as well. This is, okay, so you get 12. Let me tell you everything that's in here. 4 CDs, Blu-ray, 73 total tracks. This is, let's see here. What is all in here, actually? Is this, I think there is vinyl in here. Let me see what if it has just a list here. Album newly remastered for the first time from the original stereo analog tapes. 12 B-sides and EP tracks available for the first time, and 25. So from what I understand here, the album was in here remastered, and I think all the bonus material is on CD and Blu-ray. So the Super Deluxe includes 4 CDs, Blu-ray audio, 49 tracks previously released, and the album newly remastered. So CD1, CD2, or is this actually, this may be all, is there vinyl in here? This may be just a CD box set. This right here looks like an LP though. This right here looks like an LP though. It don't actually mention anywhere though on this hop sticker that it's vinyl. I knew all the bonus stuff was CD, but I don't know if actually anything else is on vinyl or even if the LP's on vinyl. We may have to scan this right quick on Discogs to confirm that. It don't mention, actually nowhere does it mention anything about vinyl or LP. It's just nowhere. There's actually nothing. There's the word vinyl does not appear or LP anywhere on this hop sticker. So I actually don't think that is anything. I don't even think the album's on vinyl. I think that's just a CD box set. So let me go back up to the front here. We have, so Guns, first of all, Henry's Choice got Fog Hat, and we have Todd Tipton says he'll take Uriah Heep. Todd Tipton says he'll take Uriah Heep. Uriah Heep to Todd Tipton, and that was that copy of Firefly. Let me do that right now before I forget. It was somewhere in this bin. Let me start from the front. Lots of stuff, lots of great albums left over from that first crate. I'll have to go back through those later. Now, I got 7 crates of new vintage stuff. I'm going to try to go through them very quickly, along with some new vinyl from this week and last week. See. Okay. So, who got this? The Uriah Heep went to Todd Tipton. The Depeche Mode was at 61. The Depeche Mode is at 61, and now 66 with Fred Cardinal. 66 with Fred Cardinal. And Fred Cardinal sees out. Jackie must have bid again. Jackie's at 70. Depeche Mode is at $70 of Jackie Reynolds' Final Call. Now, Guns N' Roses, by the way, is sealed. That's why I can't open it. This is sealed. And the high bid I have right now is Mike Helton at 70. Mike, if you're still good with 70 on that, this is just a CD box set. This is just a CD box set. There's no vinyl in that. That is a Super Deluxe CD box set for Guns N' Roses. So if we need to restart that, I thought just the album was on vinyl, then the bonus stuff was on CD. It's actually all CDs. All right, so the first record on here was the Fleetwood Mac Palace. That's pressed at Palace, Germany, $39.99. $39.99. I have 4 of those available. Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, that is $31.99. New and sealed, Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, $31.99. Grateful Dead, Shakedown, New York, Volume 1. This is from Parachute Records. It's a 2 LP, Grateful Dead, unofficial, $44.99. I do not have anything by Stained. The Best of the Grateful Dead, $29.99. This is also new and sealed. There's a little bit of a crease right here, but this is a 2 LP, The Best of the Grateful Dead, Volume 2, 77 to 89, 2 LP, $29.99. This is Led Zeppelin 3. This is the Walmart exclusive with the Backstage Pass, $31.99. That's also new and sealed. Actually, everything in here so far has been new and sealed, including Cheap Trick, also a Walmart exclusive, 2 LP clear vinyl. Cheap Trick's Greatest Hits, $29.99. $29.99. I've got 3 of these. This is the Apollo Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. Great compilation of music, $26.99. Those are all sealed. We've sold several already, and that, of course, includes artists such as James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Marvin Gaye, Etta James, Count Basie, etc., etc. Toby Grimm wants Led Zeppelin 3. That was the Walmart exclusive. Johnny Williams wants the Cheap Trick. That was the Walmart exclusive. Depeche Mode is sold to Jackie Reynolds for $70. Now, I just want to be clear, like Craig just said, this is a Guns N' Roses CD box set, Super Deluxe. It's 4 CDs, Blu-ray audio, 73 total tracks with lots of extras. Here's the entire blurb, all of this, also books. That's why it's so heavy. It has a 96-page hard cover book as well. The high bid on that right now is $70. $70 with Mike Helton. Mike Helton. I just want to make sure he was still in since we clarified it was actually just CDs. No vinyl in that box set. Our next auction is going to be another Depeche Mode that we don't get too often. Black Celebration. And this has the original inner sleeve with it. Black Celebration. This is a very, very nice copy. The vinyl's near mint minus. It has the embossed cover. And this is an OG copy. Technically, it's listed as a 1986 SRC press embossed cover, $55 star. Greg Rogers needs to put back Jimmy Buffett and give it to the next person. And Rush Moving Pictures. This is a sealed on red vinyl. Rush Moving Pictures, sealed on red vinyl, $39.99. Also, Styx, Crash of the Crown, $19.99 for Styx, Crash of the Crown. That's new and sealed Styx. $19.99, and I actually have 2 copies of that. This is one of Styx's most recent albums, $19.99. That's Crash of the Crown, sealed, $19.99. There's 1 copy, there's another copy. Rush is on red vinyl, by the way, limited edition, $39.99. Who was back up on Jimmy Buffett? I'm not for sure. Greg says he needs to put this back. Greg needs to put back Jimmy Buffett Volcano. Next person was William Warback. William Warback on that. Mike Helton, if you want it, I'm selling it to you for $70. I'm going to say sold. All you got to do is say, I'll take it. Next is Weezer. This is the direct metal mastering copy of the Weezer Blue album, $34.99. That's also new and sealed Weezer. And Led Zeppelin. This is actually opened, physical graffiti, Walmart exclusive. It does have the backstage pass still in it. That is $29.99. Mike Hilton gets the Guns N' Roses box for $70. Depeche Mode Black Celebration, looking for a $55 start. That's going once, going twice to get a bid in on that. The Jayhawks, XOXO, and this is near mint. It is open. Somebody kept the hype sticker and put it on a sleeve. That is $24.99. Jetstream wants physical graffiti. That's sold to Jetstream. Depeche Mode is now up for auction, and also up for auction is going to be something I'm going to pull out of this crate, which is the Fine Young Cannibals, The Raw and the Cooked, featuring the hit song She Drives Me Crazy. This is going to be a $10 start. It has the original inner sleeve, and it is near mint minus. The Fine Young Cannibals, The Raw and the Cooked, that's a $10 start. Sherry Darnell wants the Jayhawks. That's so does Sherry Darnell. Magpie Salute. This is open. It is near mint. It's a 2 LP. Magpie Salute, $24.99, featuring one of the Robinson brothers from the Black Crowes. I never can keep that straight. $24.99. And Rush, 200 gram of A Show of Hands. This is a 2 LP live Rush album. 200 gram, $44.99. $44.99. Rush Show of Hands. We also have the Jayhawks Mockingbird Time. That is $34.99 for the Jayhawks Mockingbird Time. $34.99 on that. And the Legend, the Best of Bob Marley, $19.99. This is a Bob Marley's greatest hits. Sean is at 10 on Fine Young Cannibals. Don Alker wants the Rush album. Patrick Carter first on the Jayhawks. And Jackie's at 55 on the Depeche Mode. 55 and 10, those are both going once, going twice. We also have Dave Matthews Band live at Luther College. Tim Reynolds. 4 LP pressed on 150 gram vinyl. This is new and sealed Dave Matthews Band box set. $89.99. William would also like to put back Jimmy Buffett Volcano. Nobody wants Jimmy Buffett Volcano. That's been put back twice now. Can we find anybody who actually wants this copy of Jimmy Buffett Volcano? It's officially cursed. The Grateful Dead, the Best of the Grateful Dead, Skeletons from the Closet, $28.99. That's new and sealed. And Leonard Skinner's Second Helping, live from Jacksonville at the Florida Theater. That was a Walmart exclusive on blue vinyl, $24.99. $24.99. All right, so back up to the top, we had Fine Young Cannibals at 10. We pulled the Rush. We pulled the Jayhawks. Depeche Mode's at 55. Final call. Sherry, you were second on Jayhawks. Craig's at 11 on Fine Young Cannibals. Sean's at 13. Don said not band, just Dave and Tim. No Dave Matthews Band, just Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds. Thank you for that. I do not have any more copies of Vapor Trails. There is a waiting list for that. Chris Bijak wants the Grateful Dead. And Fine Young Cannibals at 14. Let's go ahead and sell Jackie Reynolds this for $55. Sandy, not all the invoices have went out, especially for new customers. We had Tanner said he just sent it to you. Check your email right now. You'll have it in your email. We just sent it to you. We had a record number of new customers, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of invoices. I manually went through them all the other night to do some totaling and just going through some stuff to figure out what stuff brought. And it took me hours just to sift through and look through all the invoices, much less generate them and send them like Tanner's been doing all day. So that's what's going on. Invoices are still going out. So if you're here and you bought something last week, you probably hadn't got an invoice yet. We've been sending them all day. We start over tonight. This starts Monday, all new cycle. Starting tonight, $7 in Luna shipping, and that's going to be for tonight, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We will be live 6 nights this week. We will be live Saturday as well. We're not missing this Saturday again. We'll be live. Fine Young Cannibals, we got 2 people at $20. We got 3 bidders, and we got 2 people at $20. So anything you bought last week is a completely separate invoice. Even if you buy something tonight or tomorrow night, we can add it to your last invoice. For anybody new that doesn't know that, once the invoices are sent, that's it, $7 shipping, and then this starts a whole new week. And we're going to have Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This is $39.99. Fleetwood Mac Rumors. This is pressed at Palace. Let me run through this crate one more time. These are new and sealed. This is Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, $31.99. Grateful Dead, Shakedown, New York, $44.99. The Best of the Grateful Dead. These are all new and sealed. That was $29.99. The Apollo soundtrack, $26.99. We have 3 of those. Rush Moving Pictures. That is on red vinyl. We have 2 copies of Styx. We have Weezer, the Blue Album, Magpie Salute, another Rush 200 gram, Legend of Bob Marley, the Dave Matthews, Tim Reynolds box set, and Leonard Skinner, Second Helping, Walmart exclusive blue vinyl. How about invoices from September 11th to September 16th? That was last week, right? You should have definitely already got those. If you haven't, just send us a message and we'll figure out what's up with that. Those were put under the wrong title, Tanner said. So you may have it, and it's just listed underneath another title, is what Tanner is telling me. There's 2 weeks of September 9th title. So there's 2 different invoices with the same title. They got copied and pasted to add the same title when we started sending those out. Fine Young Cannibals is at $25. Chris Kirkley is going to take the Dave Matthews box set. I'm going to be pulling auctions from all over the place, new stuff sitting in bins. This is sold to Chris Kirkley. And we have our next auction, which is going to be the Best of the Mamas and Papas. This is a 2 LP set, has all the great songs on it. I'll hit some of the highlights. California Dreamin', Monday, Monday, I Call Your Name, dedicated to the one I love. This is a 2 LP set, $10 start. The Best of the Mamas and Papas, that is on the MCA label, 2 LP, $10 start. We have 3 Ace Frehley colored vinyls. They're all on colored vinyl. They're $44 and $49.99. Falco, this is a check condition bin. All these are check condition. This has Rock Me Amadeus on it, VG copy, $19.99. Led Zeppelin is a 1973 German pressing, RL mastering, EX condition, $79.99. Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy, EX condition, $79.99. Elton John, Captain Fantastic, that's a VG copy, $9.99 for Elton John, Captain Fantastic. VG on the vinyl, $9.99. Nick Bargeron is the high bid on Fine Young Cannibals at $27. We have Craig out, Don Alkers at $10 on Mamas and Papas, and Craig Ruth wants Falco. That's sold to Craig Ruth. Also, Peter Frampton Comes Alive. The Peter Frampton Comes Alive picture disc in the original plastic with the card that came with it. Sticker, VG Plus on that, $24.99. Jack Hewitt first on Elton John, Captain Fantastic. Kara Bauer was second. Jetstream was third. Ryan Willis is at $12 on the Mamas and Papas. That's with Ryan Willis at $12. Final call on Fine Young Cannibals at $27. She Drives Me Crazy. Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. VG Plus, $14.99 for Arlo Guthrie, Alice's Restaurant. This is Fleetwood Mac, Then Play On, EX, $22.99. I actually hadn't seen a copy of that in a while. Fleetwood Mac, EX, $22.99. Kansas, The Point of No Return, original inner sleeve, EX condition. That is $17.99. Mamas and Papas is at $13. Cynthia wants Fleetwood Mac. Cynthia Herdron wants Fleetwood Mac. Janis Joplin, I got them old Cosmic Blues again, Mama, on the original Columbia 2i label, VG Plus condition, $24.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed, featuring Gimme Shelter, VG copy, $19.99. You can't always get what you want. Jake Zerbel's also at $12 on Mamas and Papas. The high bid row right now is with Don Alker at $13. Fine Young Cannibals is sold to Nick Bargeron for $27. That's sold to Nick Bargeron for $27. Let's put this up for auction. This is Dire Straits Alchemy. 2LP live, Dire Straits Alchemy, tip-top, near mint minus condition. It is near mint minus. This is Dire Straits Alchemy, 2LP, an amazingly great sounding live album. Dire Straits is a $25 start. Jane Fink first on the Rolling Stones. Ryan Willis is at 15 on the Mamas and Papas. And yes, EX is better than VG Plus. In our check condition bin, it's going to be probably VG. We don't put out a lot of VG minus or good plus. Sometimes we will if it's a rare record, something very desirable that's hard to get and really high grade to begin with. It goes VG minus, VG, VG plus, EX. And then anything higher than EX, which is EX plus to near mint minus, that's in our stuff that's not check condition. All right, so Tony Shore, Dire Straits is up for auction, $25 start. Rich Shockley wants the Kansas, point of no return. Final call on Mamas and Papas. This is a 2LP greatest hits. Great track listing, all their great songs. High bid is Ryan Willis at 15. John McLaughlin with the One Truth Band, Electric Dreams. EX condition, $17.99. Meatloaf, Bad Out of Hell. The classic Meatloaf, original label too, VG plus condition, $24.99 for Meatloaf. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters. The Allman Brothers, Brothers and Sisters, also a VG plus condition record, $24.99. Wasted Words, Ramblin' Man, Southbound, Jessica, Come and Go Blues, Pony Boy, VG plus $24.99. Dire Straits, $25.25, and the Mamas and Papas is at 16. Elton John, Rock of the Westies, VG plus condition, $14.99. And the Rolling Stones, 12 by 5. This is in mono, VG plus condition, $39.99. That is the very desirable red label mono. Two things. They're usually in stereo, and number two, they're usually really, really beat up. VG plus isn't bad for a mono Stones album. VG plus, $39.99. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Heart, that's a VG Plus copy for $24.99. And Steely Dan Gaucho, VG Plus $24.99 for Gaucho. Hey 19, VG Plus $24.99 for Gaucho. And Fleetwood Mac Rumors, $24.99. Burbank, original label with the lyric insert, it looks like, $24.99. All right, final call on Mamas and Papas. Don Alker has that for 16. Ryan Willis or anybody else was bidding, please let me know. Ryan's out. John Lang was in first at 25. Tony Shore, you were second, actually. John Lang was first to get his bid in, so you're out. John Lang is first at 25. That's now going once, going twice to him. Led Zeppelin 4, VG, $29.99, a 75 Presswell. Of course, these albums would be back-to-back. Two of the best-selling all-time in the United States and around the world. 75 Presswell press, VG, $29.99. Tony Shore is at 28 on Dire Straits. The Grassroots, their 16 greatest hits. Classic Grassroots on the ABC Dunhill label, VG Plus, $9.99. Billy Joel, The Stranger, also VG Plus, $9.99. Billy Joel, The Stranger. Dire Straits is at 28, now 30. Don's out on the Mamas and Papas, but we still got two bidders. Rick Haney and Don. No, Don says he's out as well. So Rick Haney, you may be the high bidder and the winner of this. Final call, $18 on the 2LP Best of Mamas and Papas. Jethro Tull, Songs from the Wood. VG Plus condition, $14.99. VG Plus condition, $14.99. Dire Straits is now at 30. Greg Rogers wants the Grassroots, and Sean Fairweather wants Billy Joel. Those are sold and sold. Van Halen in shrink wrap. The vinyl's in VG condition. It's on the second white Warner Brothers label, $19.99 on that. Final call, Mamas and Papas. Willie Nelson is EX, $12.99 for Willie Nelson Stardust. Don McLean, the famous and iconic American Pie. VG condition, $9.99. Kara Bauer takes the, that's not Van Halen, that's Willie Nelson. Kara takes the Van Halen debut album. We have Gary and the Pacemakers, greatest hits. EX condition, $12.99. How do you do it? Don't let the sun catch you crying. EX, $12.99. Chris Bijak, first on Don McLean, American Pie. This means Mamas and Papas is out and sold to Rick Haney for $18. That's sold to Rick Haney for $18. Very quickly, here's the Ace Frehley albums we have. This is Ace Frehley Space Invader, and Tanner, this is one of the few that don't have a hype sticker on it that I can read what colors it is. Here's Anomaly. Anomaly is on neon green and clear vinyl. $49.99 for Ace Frehley Anomaly. Deluxe edition, 10th anniversary, half clear, half green, $49.99. Spaceman is clear and grape. Clear and grape, There's the Black Vinyl, of course, solo album, $33.99. And Space Invader is clear and tangerine. So essentially, they're all clear, but this one's tangerine. Of course, that's black. This is grape, Spaceman, and Anomaly is green. And those are 45 RPM. Let's see here. Anomaly doesn't say half and half, so I think that's 33. Now, Spaceman is a 45 RPM, and Space Invader is a 45 RPM. I think Anomaly plays at a 33 1/3. At least the hop sticker doesn't say it's 45 RPM. I have multiple copies of all three of these. I actually double ordered them. So I have like a ton of them, actually. So I would love to sell somebody one. John Lills at 34 on Dire Straits. Chris Bjack got DM. Was that something I've already pulled? DM. Did I already pull that for Chris Bjack? I've lost my spot. I did? Okay. So next we have Paul Simon. There goes the Ryman Simon, Kodachrome, EX Condition, $17.99. And Jay Giles, Monkey Island, VG Plus, $14.99. Jay Giles, Monkey Island. Our next auction is Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. I've been listening to a lot of this album lately. It has the original MCA inner sleeve. That's on the tan MCA inner sleeve. That's a $20 start. Ricky, don't lose that number. Any major dude will tell you. Parker's Band, $20 start on Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. Jetstream first on Jay Giles. Dire Straits is at 35 of Tony Shore, going once, going twice. Aqualung, boy, that's a very bright looking color. Aqualung is VG Plus, $14.99. It's actually a reissued label. Sometimes the reissues have darker and bolder covers. I've noticed that before. This is VG Plus, $14.99 on Aqualung. Kara Bauer is about to bid on Steely Dan. We're looking for a $20 start on that. Boogie with Canned Heat. Canned Heat is a VG copy for $12.99. Boogie with Canned Heat. And Albert King, King of the Blues Guitar. Albert King is VG Plus, $29.99. King of the Blues Guitar, $29.99. Ryan Willis wants Jethro Tull. Jetstream gets Canned Heat. Final call on Dire Straits. Tony Shore has this for $35. Much less than what we originally had it stickered. It's now a final call at $35. And if anybody wants to bid on Steely Dan, please put SD20 if you want to bid on that. Michael Nath, you were second on Canned Heat, but you are first to Albert King. That's sold to Michael Nath. David Jonathan or Johansson. I always mix that one up. Live It Up, VG Plus, $9.99. Joe Thomas, Get in the Wind. Joe Thomas is a VG copy for $9.99. Something New by the Beatles. This is in VG, $17.99. That is the original Capitol label. VG, $17.99 for the Beatles, Something New. The Super Blues Band, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters, and Bo Diddley. An original 67 stereo press, VG condition, $34.99. VG condition, $34.99 on that. That's the Super Blues Band. The Best of Cream, that's in VG condition, $14.99. Yellow Atco label, The Best of Cream. All right, this is sold. Dire Straits is sold for $35 to Tony Shore. No bids on Steely Dan. If anybody wants to bid, please put $20, SD20. That's a buy it now. SD20 or put SD. That's, I meant to say if you're bidding, but now it's a buy it now. $20 on Steely Dan. Debbie Whited put B for the Beatles. That's so to Debbie Whited. Jimmy Sears first on the Muddy Waters and Jetstream first on Cream. Ryan Willis wants Zeppelin. I'm assuming you want this copy of Led Zeppelin 4 from earlier. No bid and no claim on Steely Dan. And that is a $20 buy it now. That's a $20 buy it now. Rush, All the World's a Stage. Rush is in VG Plus condition, $39.99. Rush, All the World's a Stage, VG Plus $39.99. And Julius Hemphill, Coon Business. That's a VG Plus $19.99 promo copy. Kara, well, she put SD, but she never did put 20. Sometimes, I don't know if people's bidding or they thought it was a buy it now. But Kara, you never did actually put 20. So some people put SD, and I think maybe they thought it was a buy it now, and then they changed their mind. So Kara, I'm going to go ahead and sell this to 20. But I never did see you bid again, and I just assumed you changed your mind. But go ahead and sell that to Kara. Make sure you put a numerical, because otherwise it doesn't see it. But no, it never did come back on my screen. It never did come back. It's not on my monitor. So sometimes people change their mind. They're like, oh, I thought that was a buy it now. I don't want to bid. So make sure you actually hear me acknowledge the bid. Otherwise, I just think that you've changed your mind, like some people do. I'll flash a record, and they might have just hopped on, and they don't realize I'm introducing an auction. So that's what happens sometimes. But no problem there. She gets that. I'm also over here pulling out our next auction, and actually going to auction two of these Pure Prairie League albums together. Let me pull these out of the bin. Pure Prairie League here and here. This is Pure Prairie League Two-Lane Highway and Pure Prairie League's debut album. This is Pure Prairie League's debut album. That's on the orange RCA label in shrink wrap, and also Two-Lane Highway. I'm going to sell both of these together. $10 start. You get the self-titled album and Two-Lane Highway, Pure Prairie League. Both of those together for a $10 start. She may have put 20, but for some reason there was a glitch in Facebook and it never did pop up on my screen. There's her original SD, and then it never did put up 20 again. So it didn't show up on mine. So make sure if you hear me saying final call, no one's bid, that you just go ahead and comment it again. You can keep bidding the same bid over and over because you want to make sure that I'm seeing it, especially if I'm saying final call, no bid, final call, no bid, because sometimes we may have to go ahead and sell it. Okay, let me pull out our next couple auctions over here. Next is going to be Fleetwood Mac Tusk. This is an EX condition, also a $20 start. Fleetwood Mac Tusk, this is a $20 start, EX condition, 2LP with those original inner sleeves. It does have a saw mark right here. It does have a little bit of a saw cut corner cover. That's a $20 start. Arlo Guthrie is still available. That was Alice's Restaurant. Sell that to Michael Thomas. Michael, that is sold to you. Jetstreams at 10 on Pure Prairie League and 20 on Tusk. Queen Live Killers, VG Plus condition, $34.99. Live Killers, that's a 1979 UK. VG Plus condition, $34.99. Led Zeppelin, their debut first album. This is the 7-digit reissue. VG condition, $22.99. That's from 1977. Led Zeppelin 1, VG $22.99. Harry Nilsson is a VG copy for $9.99. There's Harry Nilsson, VG $9.99. And the Rolling Stones Some Girls, that's in VG condition. Original cover, unedited with the full colors, and that's VG for $44.99. So Pure Prairie League, final call. Jetstream has both of those for $10. Fleetwood Mac is at $20.25. Jetstream wants the Zeppelin album. The two Pure Prairie League albums are self-titled and Two-Lane Highway. No condition notes on either one. The first one is actually in shrink wrap. That's a final call for $10. Neil Young Harvest in VG condition, $14.99. Neil Young Harvest, VG $14.99. We have Nat King Cole from the very beginning. Nat King Cole is in VG Plus condition, $14.99. The Story of Star Wars, also VG condition, $14.99. The Story of Star Wars, VG condition, $14.99. And Honeymoon Suite, VG Plus, $17.99. Corey Gaston's at $15 on Pure Prairie League. Corey Gaston's at $15 on Pure Prairie League. Fleetwood Mac Tusk is at $28. And this is a copy of Tusk. EX condition, 2LP. High bids with Jetstream at $28. And Corey Gaston has the pair of those for $15. Going once, going twice on both of those. I'm going to go ahead and grab the next crate. Flying through new vintage arrivals tonight. I think the next crate's actually check condition too. If you change your mind and you decide you want anything in there, just let me know. I will bring it right over. I'm going to go ahead and grab this next crate, which is also check condition titles. Looks like it's very good stuff. Let me go ahead and start showing through some of these. Also, this is Queen Hot Space VG Plus condition, $29.99. We actually don't get this too often. Queen Hot Space VG Plus condition, $29.99. That has the original inner sleeve with it. Also, Cypress Hill 4. This is in VG condition, $24.99 from 1998. Cypress Hill 4. Definitely don't get that too often. VG condition, $24.99. Madman Across the Water, Elton John. If you think about it, I hadn't shown a copy of this in a good while. On the original uni label, VG $17.99. Jack Hewitt wants SW. That was something from the last crate. SW was Star Wars. I can't believe there's only one claim for that. The Story of Star Wars, $14.99. That's sold to Jack Hewitt. Jerry, I plan on posting the Jimmy Buffett pre-order. Yes, I will be doing that very soon. All right, Ryan Rice is first on Cypress Hill. Craig Ruth is second for Cypress Hill. Jetstream first on Madman Across the Water. Falco has already been claimed. And we have Queen Hot Space still available. Spirit is in VG condition, $9.99. Spirit's in VG, $9.99. And Cochran. This is Wayne Cochran and the CC Riders. VG Plus condition, $14.99. Jeffrey DeLong, you were second on Elton John, it looks like. These two Pure Prairie League albums are sold for $15 to Corey Gaston, and Fleetwood Mac Tusk is sold for $28 to Jetstream. Those are both sold. I'll put up two new auctions in 1 second. No discount on Ace Frehley. Those are sticker price. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding, VG Plus condition, $29.99. That's on the original Columbia 2i label. VG Plus $29.99. And Ted Nugent, Scream Dream, EX $12.99. Ted Nugent, Scream Dream. This is EX condition, $12.99 for Nugent. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, Peter Frampton, the Bee Gees, Aerosmith, Alice Cooper, and others. VG Plus condition, $14.99. $14.99. All right, let's get 2 new auctions going. Speaking of the Bee Gees, first we have Saturday Night Fever. This is a $10 start. VG Plus condition, $10 start. About a VG Plus cover, 2 LP, the original Saturday Night Fever. It's actually one of the bigger selling albums of all time in the United States. A lot of people had a copy of that. And this is the Rolling Stones Some Girls. This is the edited cover. No condition notes on the vinyl though. $20 start. Faraway Eyes, Beast of Burden, Shattered, Miss You, When the Whip Comes Down, Just My Imagination, Some Girls, Lies, all on this album. This is a $20 start. It does have the edited cover. Does have the edited cover there. Die cut, of course. $20 start on the Rolling Stones. Some Girls, Jetstream, first to Sgt. Pepper's. Mike McGuinness is in on SNF for $20. Mike McGuinness is in. The Best of Cat Stevens. This is definitely some kind of import. EX condition, $17.99. That's a German import. The Best of Cat Stevens. Darren Myers in on the Rolling Stones at $20. Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts. VG Plus condition, $16.99 for Aerosmith. Not in the Ruts. And Styx, The Grand Illusion. That's a VG copy for $9.99. Corey Gaston, first on Cat Stevens. That's sold to Corey Gaston. Also, The History of Eric Clapton, VG, $14.99. That's a 2LP yellow Epic label, VG $14.99. I'm going to step over here and get a bottle of water. While I'm doing that, I'm going to remind everybody of our schedule for this week. So tomorrow is Tuesday. That's officially Kiss Night. Now what that means is like how we're auctioning stuff right now, like the Rolling Stones and Some Girls, pretty much throughout the night and most of the night, we're going to be auctioning different Kiss collectibles. It could be a t-shirt, it could be a board game, it could be a plastic cup, it could be a lot of different stuff. So that's the first look. It's going to be pretty much half Kiss, and then we're going to be doing records just like any other night. So we're going to be showing records just like this. We'll have new vinyl, we'll have new vintage, and of course we'll have Kiss records to auction as well. But mostly on the auction block is going to be a lot of Kiss merchandise, and then just like any other night, I'll be showing Kiss stuff. Then I'll bring over something. I'll be like, all right, here's a Kiss Pez dispenser, $19.99, first come, first serve. You know, just stuff like that. So I'll be bringing over random buy it now. So not everything's going to be auctioned. I'm going to mark enough stuff where we're doing buy it nows, we're auctioning stuff, and then we're showing records. That's how tomorrow night's going to work. And then Wednesday, of course, a record sale just like tonight. New auctions, new vintage, new vinyl, new auctions. And then Thursday, we're going to have another insane batch of metal. Metallica's, Megadeth's, you name it, just like the other night. Queensryche, of course, Iron Maiden. We have a whole crate already ready of auctions, and they found 5 or 6 more crates in the bag. So everybody get ready for that. That will be Thursday night, and then we'll be having 2 more sales after that. We'll get into some of the Pittsburgh stuff. Tomorrow, we may even get to some of the Pittsburgh stuff along with Wednesday and Friday and Saturday. So lots of great stuff coming up. There's a look ahead at this week. There's the forecast as I posted earlier. Okay, back to the bin. Corey Gaston, I've already pulled him Cat Stevens. Bob Riger wanted Aerosmith. The Rolling Stones is at 21. Jetstream got Eric Clapton. The Rolling Stones is at 22-25. Jimmy Sears, you were second to Eric Clapton. Rolling Stones 26. Rolling Stones 27. Rolling Stones 30. Also, we only had 1 bid on Saturday Night Fever. That sold to Mike McGuinness for $10. Mike gets Saturday Night Fever for $10, and the Rolling Stones is now at 30 with Darren Meyer. Back to the check condition bin. Talking Heads, this is in VG condition, $24.99. This is More Songs About Building and Food, of course. VG, that's an original 78 Winchester press. VG on that, $24.99. The Best of the Allman Brothers Band. VG condition on that, $14.99. Red Polydor label, The Best of the Allman Brothers Band. And David Bowie, Scary Monsters. VG Plus condition, $24.99. Jimi Hendrix, Rare Hendrix. VG Plus, $19.99 for Jimi Hendrix. And Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline. VG on that, original label. Bob Dylan, Nashville Skyline. Final call on the Rolling Stones for $30. I'm about to sell that. Final call on the Rolling Stones for $30. I'm going to go ahead and pull out a couple new auctions for us coming up on deck. There's some great stuff over here that is still available from previous sales. And first is Bob Dylan with Chris B. Jack. The Sticks, Jimmy Sears. The Sticks is a VG copy for $9.99. The Allman Brothers, Corey Gaston. That's in also VG condition, $14.99. Ramblin' Man, Midnight Rider, South Band, Melissa. Blue Sky, Statesboro Blues, all those great songs. We're done on the Rolling Stones. So did Darren Meyer for $30. Our next auctions is going to be Michael Jackson Thriller. An original. It has no co-produced by Michael Jackson. No co-produced by Michael Jackson. That is omitted, meaning this is an OG press. It also has the original inner sleeve. The vinyl is in VG condition. Not a bad jacket. $10 start on Thriller. $10 start on Michael Jackson Thriller. Also featuring Paul McCartney and Eddie Van Halen. Thriller, $10 start on that. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, not a bad copy. We do have to assign it a EX grade, but this is Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Back in the Saddle, Draw the Line, Come Together. Vinyl's EX, it is the OG press. Dream On, Same Old Song and Dance, Sweet Emotion, Walk This Way. That is a $15 start for Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. $15 start on Aerosmith's Greatest Hits. Next is Corey Gaston, said he'll take the Allman Brothers. Jimmy Sears says he'll take the Sticks. Also, we have Kara next on Allman Brothers. MJ is 10 and now 15. Looking for a $15 start on Aerosmith. Yes. Time and a Word. EX condition, $27.99. OG Press, 4-digit Presswell, 1841 Broadway. Yes. Time and a Word. EX condition, $27.99. Boz Scaggs, speaking of the Allman Brothers, Dwayne Allman plays on this album. Unfortunately, thanks Felicia. Felicia wrote her name on the album, but this is and looks and feels like the original pressing. It is. That's the OG pressing of this album. That's Boz Scaggs' debut album, VG Plus $14.99. Robin Trower, Long Misty Days. That's EX condition, $17.99. And this is Joe Jackson, VG Plus $19.99. Joe Jackson, VG Plus $19.99. We have a correction, Tanner. Chris B. Jack wanted the David Bowie, not Bob Dylan. So earlier he claimed DB. That's David Bowie, not BD for Bob Dylan. So let me swap that out. Dylan's going back in the bin, and let's go ahead and pull the David Bowie to Chris B. Jack. We've pulled Sticks, we've pulled Allman Brothers, MJ 10, 10, 15, Aerosmith 15, 15, and we have Brian C. on Joe Jackson. I'll take Anomaly, Spaceman, and Space Invader. Ryan Christie wants one each of the Ace Frehley albums. Thank you. Yeah, those are these limited edition colored vinyl of anything related to Kiss is something I would say you might want to grab. Some of those before they repressed them were quite pricey from what I was being told, and I have not got a restock of SRV yet. If that's not here tomorrow, then it may be a while before we get them. And Brian C., I've already pulled him Joe Jackson. All right, so the first on Aerosmith was Jetstream. So Debbie was out. Jetstream was the first bidder at $15, and the $15 bid on Thriller is with John Smetzer. That's who the high bidders are. Of course, Van Morrison Moondance, just $24.99. It is in VG Plus condition. That's the second label from the 70s. VG Plus $24.99, and Journey Evolution VG $9.99. Not much left in this crate. I think I can go ahead and recap it very quickly. There's so many great titles still left, like Queen, Hot Space. This features David Bowie with Under Pressure. That is an OG press, VG Plus $29.99. Spirit, that's self-titled, VG $9.99 for Spirit. Eddie Cochran and the CC Riders, VG Plus $14.99. Final Call on Aerosmith. Jetstream has that for just $15. Aerosmith's Greatest Hits, and Debbie's back in on MJ at $20. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding, another original label. That's an original label Dylan on that one, $29.99. Ted Nugent Scream Dream was EX $12.99. Talking Heads, that is a VG copy, $24.99. 78 Winchester Press, VG $24.99. Jimi Hendrix, Rare Hendrix, VG Plus $19.99. Jimmy Sears says he'll take Journey. Rebecca Barber wants the Queen. The Ace Frehleys are 44, 44, and 49. 44, 44, and 49.99. Debbie's also bid $15 on Aerosmith, but Debbie, we already had a $15 bid with Jetstream. He's watching over on YouTube. You probably can't see his bid if you're looking at the Facebook chat. For those that's new, we're streaming right now to Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on your Facebook app and you're looking down at the, usually like right here's the video if you're on a phone or mobile device, and then down here's the chat. You can't see any of the YouTube comments. You can only see those right here on the screen. Like right now, here's the embedded feed. That same thing is mirrored to my phone. Those show all the bids that I see. Not everything comes in either. Not everything comes in either. So right now, that's a final call to him for $15. Debbie's in at $20.
Michael Jackson is the OG press. It's in VG condition. A quick telltale way to tell if you got an earlier or first press of Michael Jackson Thriller is later they put down here co-produced by Michael Jackson. It was originally just labeled as produced by Quincy Jones, but it was labeled later co-produced. I think Michael wanted some credit on being a co-producer on that album. I don't know the full story, but obviously they had to put that on there later. So if you flip over your jacket and yours says that, then you obviously have a later press. So I don't know if that's like first off the stamper or anything, but it's definitely one of the first jackets. They only made literally 28 million copies of this. So there's a lot of variants and a lot of different pressings. Thriller, high bid, is $20 with Debbie Winstead. New, I think, I've been saying, have I said Debbie White? I may have said Debbie Whited because that's a regular customer. I think that's a new buyer, Debbie Winstead. She's the high bidder on both auctions right now at $20. What's that? Okay, Tanner's got it right. Thank you. I've been saying Debbie Whited, but that's actually Debbie Winstead. EX, $27.99. Time and a Word. Can't believe no one grabbed that. Early Yes album. That's their second U.S. album. Don't see it as often. Boss Gags was VG Plus $14.99. Robin Trower was EX $17.99. Nashville Skyline still available on the original label, recorded in Nashville with a lot of Nashville musicians. Bob Dylan, VG $14.99. And wow, no one got this vintage copy of Moondance, Van Morrison, VG Plus $24.99. Stone Me, Moondance, Crazy Love, Caravan, Into the Mystic, Come Running, These Dreams of You, Brand New Day, Everyone, and Glad Tidings. One of the better albums, in my opinion, of all time. Kelly Bagwell got Bob Dylan, and we have Jetstream on Van Morrison. Let's sell our new, I think Debbie's a new viewer. Let's go ahead and sell these auctions to her. She gets both of them for $20. This is $20. This is Michael Jackson. And that's sold to Debbie Winstead. And Debbie, if you're a first-time buyer, this is thank you and welcome. Make sure you've contacted our page with your email address and mailing address, and any other first-time buyers that would like to purchase something. Thank you and welcome. We do $7 in limited shipping, and that's a week-to-week charge. Debbie got both of those for $20 and $20. And yes, EX is better than VG Plus. That's the next tick on the scale. VG minus, VG, VG plus, EX. And then the stuff that's not check condition is EX plus to near mint minus. All right, I'm grabbing a new crate. We got a lot of vintage stuff tonight. We've still got 5 more crates just like this to go through. And I'm going through them as fast as I can. As you can tell, I'm out of breath. I'm going to try to go through them as fast as I can. Here's a couple records over here. This might have been some stuff Paul shown a couple nights that I wasn't around. And I've never seen them before, so let's put these up for auction. They were just casually laying over here in a bin. Warren Zevon's greatest hits according to Judd Apatow. 12 Zevon classics personally curated by Judd Apatow, plus an exclusive cover of Something Bad Happened to a Clown by Taylor Goldsmith and Blake Mills. That is a 2020 Record Store Day sealed, and we'll start that for $25. That's a 2020 Record Store Day seal. Warren Zevon's greatest hits according to Judd Apatow. That's a $20 or $25 start. What have I just said? 20? We'll do $20 start on Warren Zevon. And the Zombies, Oddities, the Zombies, Oddities and Extras, a bespoke collection of rare singles and essential UK-only album tracks from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. That's a $20 start. All right, so $20 start on both of those sealed records. New creative records. We have The Confessions of Dr. Dream and Other Stories, Kevin Ayers, 1999. The Confessions of Dr. Dream and Other Stories, Kevin Ayers, 1999. James Taylor's Greatest Hits. Can't go wrong here. $34.99 for James Taylor's Greatest Hits. $34.99. The original Warner Brothers Burbank label. $34.99 on JT's Greatest Hits. Art Blakey and the Afro Drum Ensemble, $39.99. This is actually on Blue Note, $39.99. Art Blakey, the African Beat and the Afro Drum Ensemble. Art Blakey's $39.99. We got new bids, or we have a bid on Warren Zevon for $20, and we're also looking for a $20 start on the Zombies. Styx is $19.99. Styx is $19.99. This is Pieces of 8, a nice looking copy, gatefold, very clean, $9.99. Toby Graham, first on Art Blakey. That's sold to Toby Graham. Wings, Back to the Egg, shrink wrap and hop sticker for Wings, $24.99. Wings is $24.99. Original inner sleeve, $24.99. This is Meet Mississippi Charles Bavale. Charles Bavale. Meet Mississippi Charles Bavale. That is $36.99. That's a 1973 white label promo. 73 white label promo on that. Waylon, Will the Wolf Survive? $24.99. Waylon Jennings, Will the Wolf Survive? $24.99. These are all EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. Was Dog a Donut? Cat Stevens special disco version promo from 1977. $49.99. Was Dog a Donut? White label promo, Cat Stevens, very obscure, $49.99. Final call on both auctions. We have 20 and 20. By the way, that's like half off of retail what I started those for, thinking they would go up from there. But right now, there's only one bid, and I'm about to sell them, and Jeff and Richard are going to get deals. The Buoys, Timothy, $16.99. The Buoys, Timothy, final call. Cooking with the Spats. Interesting. It's actually sealed. There's some tears in the shrink wrap, but that's a sealed ABC Paramount record from 1965, $29.99. Cooking with the Spats. Blues Groove, Coleman Hawks with Tiny Grimes and Ray Bryant. That is $19.99. Warren Zevon's at $21. Warren Zevon's at $21. Wow, in shrink wrap, Neil Young Harvest, $44.99. Beautiful vinyl too. A gatefold Harvest OG press and shrink wrap. Don't see that too often. $44.99. Rich Group, let me know if you want back in on Warren Zevon because Tony has it for $21. I'm about to sell it. Jetstream gets the Coleman, and Jeff McIntosh gets the Zombies for $20. Jeff, you get the Zombies for $20. Great deal on that. Johnny Burnett's Greatest Hits, $24.99, and other favorites. Hound Dog Taylor and the House Rockers, Natural Boogie. This is a 1974 pressing. There is some cover damage down here. $29.99. Richard Group is back in on the Zevon at $22. New bid. New bid on that. Does this have the... See if this has the... check this record out. See if it had a poster. Let me see what else is in the bin. I don't think I've been through this crate before. We might have to go through this one later. Looks like a crate that y'all went through maybe a night I wasn't here because there's great titles in here. Ooh, we don't get this record a lot. This is Neil Young's debut album. It's a 75 Terre Haute. It originally came out in 1969. This is a 75 Terre Haute. It is a gatefold. The original pressings don't have Neil Young written across the top. It just makes this full. That's also an awesome cover. I have a t-shirt with this artwork on it. This is going to be a $20 start. It's in VG Plus condition. It's a 75 Terre Haute, $20 start on that. Warren Zevon has several new bidders, like 4 new bidders all of a sudden, 22, and Tony Shore is still the high bidder at 25. Dennis Jackson gets the Hound Dog Taylor. That's sold to Dennis Jackson. Tom Petty, you're going to get it, $39.99. There is a gold stamp promo on the front. It's on the original Shelter label, and it has the original inner sleeve, $39.99. Jetstream's at $20 on Neil Young. Procol Harum, A Wider Shade of Pale. This is a reissue. I can tell you from that, just from the cover. And this is $34.99 though. That is Procol Harum's self-titled album with A Wider Shade of Pale. What a song. Jetstream has Neil Young for $20, and Tony Shore has the sealed Warren Zevon for $25. Village People, Macho Man, $14.99 for Village People, Macho Man. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town with the promo strip. Wow, white label promo, $74.99. Bruce Springsteen, white label promo, $74.99 with the original inner sleeve. Those promo copies of Springsteen albums, always desirable by his fan club. Rhinoceros, self-titled. Rhinoceros is $34.99. Rhinoceros Red Electra label, $34.99. And Fleetwood Mac is $34.99. Fleetwood Mac, $34.99. This has the original inner sleeve and insert. That's their self-titled album. Great stuff there, $34.99. All right, final call on Neil Young. Jetstream has this for $20. Going twice, going 3 times. 2 new bidders on Warren Zevon. Don Alker was first. This is the sealed record store day. Don Alker has that for $26. Badco, Bad Company. There is some cover damage down here along the bottom. No condition notes on the vinyl. Very clean. Just $14.99 because of the damage to the cover. Alice Cooper, Lace and Whiskey. Alice Cooper is $26.99 for Lace and Whiskey. Warren Zevon's at $28. Tony Shore's back in. Bon Jovi, $29.99. Also some cover damage around the bottom here. Looks like it got a little wet. Bon Jovi self-titled, $29.99. Ryan Willis is going to get Bad Company. That's sold to Ryan Willis. And the Beatles, Let It Be. The Beatles, Let It Be. That is an original 1970 Scranton pressing on the Red Apple label, $49.99. All right, no one else bid on Neil Young. That means it's sold to Jetstream for $20. That's sold to Jetstream for $20. Warren Zevon was $26, $28, $27, now $30. Ryan Willis got Bad Company. Craig Ruth got Bon Jovi, and Bob Riger was second. Craig Ruth first to that one. The Songs of Paul Simon. Here's another one of these. We had one in the earlier crate. The Songs of Paul Simon, a collection of hits, $24.99. Warren Zevon's now at $32. And Seals and Crofts' greatest hits in shrink wrap, $9.99. I always enjoy listening to Seals and Croft. They got great music. That's $9.99 for their greatest hits. Alrighty, our next auction is going to be, I don't know, I'm working on something right now. Let me see what's over here in these mini crates. Here's an audio file, James Taylor. Let's reduce this significantly and get a bid on it, hopefully. This is a Nautilus Super Disc of James Taylor Gorilla, just a $25 start. Audio file pressing, very high quality vinyl and mastering on this. James Taylor Gorilla, no condition notes on the vinyl. It is EX Plus near mint minus, closer to near mint minus these audiophile records. 9 times out of 10 we're well taken care of. $25 start on Gorilla. Mexico's on here, and how sweet it is to be loved by you. Corey Gaston first on Seals and Croft. Jane, you were second. Terry Schneider was third. Actually, Debbie was third, and Terry was fourth. By the way, Warren Zevon's at 32 of Tony Shore. Don Alker's out. That's going once, going twice. Rod Stewart in shrink wrap, A Night on the Town. Rod Stewart's $19.99. And what do we have here? The Jack Boys. The Jack Boys is sealed, $14.99. Swing, bada, bada, swing. Sealed, $14.99. Jane Weinstead on SC. If that was Seals and Croft, Debbie, it has already sold. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second while I take a drink of water, so I need a 10-second timeout. And I'm back. All right, James Taylor's at 25, and Jeffrey DeLong wants the Rod Stewart. Bow Wow Wow, See Jungle, See Jungle. Bow Wow Wow is $25.99. Let's go ahead and sell this Rod Stewart to Tony Shore for $32. That's sold to Tony Shore. The James Taylor record's at 25 with Tony Shore, going once, going twice. Appaloosa's $24.99, produced by Al Cooper is what it says. Calvin Ward's at 27 on James Taylor. Oh my gosh, $9.99. $9.99. There it is. I'm going to have to take a break and go over here and grab new auctions. Whew, hadn't seen one of those in a while, right, Tanner? That is Pablo Cruz. Whew, wow. Let me pull another auction out from over here. I got a lot of different stuff over here. A lot of fantastic records. Also, let me slip Jimmy Buffett back in. This is put back twice now. If anybody wants Jimmy Buffett Volcano, $19.99 for Jimmy Buffett Volcano. $19.99 on that. Here we go. Been looking for a few new auctions. I got some right here. There's that, and then there's this. Okay, so we have James Taylor 25, James Taylor 26, James Taylor 28. Whoa, Pablo, sold to Jetstream. Jetstream got it. Pablo Cruz, that's sold to Jetstream. Kara Bauer second. James Taylor does not have Fire and Rain. No, it doesn't. Debbie third on Pablo Cruz. James Taylor fourth. Jackie fourth. Joe Maynard fifth. Cynthia Herdron says she'll take Jimmy Buffett. That's sold to Cynthia. So Pablo went to Jetstream. Jimmy Buffett sold to Cynthia. We will be showing the Winger box set, or yes, I'll be posting a pre-order in the group. Sherry next on Volcano. Debbie, you were next on Volcano. Debbie, you were next on Pablo Cruz. And Debbie, you were next on Pablo Cruz. James Taylor, the high bid is with Calvin Ward at $30. We have Cat Stevens. This is $19.99. Procol Harum is still available. Yes, Procol Harum is still available. $34.99 for Procol Harum. David Lindley is $14.99. Gold stamp promo. David Lindley, $14.99. Junior Wells, In My Younger Days. Junior Wells is $19.99. Billy Joel, Street Life Serenade. In shrink wrap, Billy Joel, Street Life Serenade, $14.99 for Billy Joel. And REO Speedwagon, shrink wrap and hype sticker, $22.99. $22.99. Let's see here. We have James Taylor, we have Jimmy Buffett, Pablo Cruz, Debbie put CS. Debbie put CS for Cat Stevens. Debbie gets Cat Stevens. Debbie Winstead. Thomas Hujar gets Junior Wells. Michael Nass out on James Taylor. And Chris B. Jack wants DL for David Lindley. Chris B. Jack gets DL for David Lindley. James Taylor is sold to Calvin Ward for $30. That's sold to Calvin for $30. Our next auction is going to be a sealed out of print, and this is quite pricey on Discogs. This is a white vinyl sealed Walmart exclusive of Fleetwood Mac's self-titled album. Monday Morning, Warm Ways, Blue Letter, Rhiannon, Over My Head, Crystal, Say You Love Me, Landslide, World Turning, Sugar Daddy, I'm So Afraid. Walmart white vinyl, sealed, and that's a $35 start. Sealed Fleetwood Mac, $35 start. I'm going to put this up for just a $10 start. This is a Talking Heads picture disc. It is interviews. It is interviews. Interview picture disc, limited edition, made in England. It's a Talking Heads interview picture disc. $10 start. $10 start on that one. Fred's at $35 on Fleetwood Mac. So is Brad Bullen. And Witch Ace is $49.99. The $49.99 one is Anomaly. Space Invader and Space Man are $44.99. Anomaly is the one that's $49.99. All right, so Fleetwood Mac is $35.35 and now $36, now $40. It's white or clear. It's on white vinyl. Fleetwood Mac is on white vinyl. That's the Walmart exclusive white vinyl. Talking Heads is $10. Instead of going through that crate, I'm just going to go ahead and bring up another one. So I'm going to go ahead and be grabbing our next crate of new vintage vinyl. I've already went through 4, and here's the next one. Let's go ahead and go through this one and see what we have. Jimmy Shears is at $10 on the Talking Heads, and we've got 6 bidders on Fleetwood Mac. It looks like maybe 5 or 6. Lots of bids coming in. Fred Carnell's at $41 on Fleetwood Mac. Arlo Guthrie with Shenandoah in shrink wrap. Arlo Guthrie is $19.99. Birdie, music from the film by Peter Gabriel, $34.99 for Birdie. Little Steven, Voice of America, $19.99 for Little Steven. John Cougar Mellencamp, Scarecrow. John Cougar Mellencamp, Scarecrow, $19.99. All these are EX Plus to Near Mint Minus. John Cougar Mellencamp, Scarecrow. Also, Foreigner, Agent Provocateur with the original inner sleeve. Foreigner, Agent Provocateur, $19.99. Final call on the Talking Heads picture disc. Jimmy Shears has that for $10. Final call. Fleetwood Mac's at $41, $42, $45, $45, and $46. A classy pair, Ella Fitzgerald and Count Basie, $19.99. A classy pair. Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits, featuring the hits Memphis, Maybelline, and Johnny B. Good, $24.99 on that. Chuck Berry's Greatest Hits, a cream, Wheels of Fire, 1968 original Pittman press, $44.99. $44.99 for cream, Wheels of Fire. That is the original label. No condition notes on the vinyl. Foil cover. Wow. $44.99. That's almost auctionable material. Brad's at $50 on Fleetwood Mac. Debbie put TH. TH was for, I'm not for sure, Talking Heads. Debbie, if you want to bid on this, it's a final call. Let me know pretty quickly. If not, I got to sell it to Jimmy for $10. Jetstream gets Ella Fitzgerald. And that was right here. That's so to Jetstream, and Kara Bauer wants Foreigner. New bid on Fleetwood Mac. Debbie Winstead's at $51. We have White Elephant. White Elephant from 1972 is $49.99. White Elephant, $49.99. Just Sunshine Records. Very odd-looking record there. Debbie's at 11 on Talking Heads. And we have Zappa in New York. Frank Zappa is $34.99. Zappa in New York. Frank Zappa, $34.99. Ray Toth put HI. I don't know if that's a high or a claim. I think he was just saying hi. Hello, Ray. Mink DeVille, Savoy Fair. Savoy Fair, maybe. Mink DeVille, $19.99. Mink DeVille and Bull Moose Jackson and his Buffalo Bearcats. Big Fat Mamas are back in style again. $24.99. Jimmy Shears is back in on Talking Heads at 12 and 13. And Debbie's back in on Fleetwood Mac at 56. Alrighty. Now these are, let's see, did I miss any claims? I don't think I've missed any claims. Jimmy Sears says he'll take Bull Moose. Ray Toth said he meant hello. Hello. Hello to you. And Fred Carnell says he wants Ace Spaceman and Space Invader. They're both colored vinyl. Yes, all the Ace Frehley albums are colored vinyl, except for, of course, his, 77 solo album from the remaster series. But yes, these are colored vinyl. This is tangerine and this is grape, half and half. 44 and 44. Fred Carnell, Fred Carnell. Jimmy got Bull Moose. Fred Carnell wants Mink DeVille. Debbie's at 15 on the Talking Heads. And Debbie's also at 56 on Fleetwood Mac. Jimmy Smith, Hoochie Coochie Man. Jimmy Smith is $24.99. Jimmy Smith, Hoochie Coochie Man. April Wine, never seen that one before. $26.99. Tracks Pack Plus Summer Tour 1981 bonus live cuts. Interesting. Some kind of April Wine promo. $26.99. And it's on a promo label as well. It's a promo label. April Wine. That's sold to Chris B. Jack. Sell that to Chris B. Jack. Grateful Dead Reckoning. Grateful Dead is $64.99. Grateful Dead Reckoning. James Gang live in concert. $19.99 for James Gang live in concert. Chris B. Jack got April Wine. Brian Jones second. Don Alker third. Jimmy's out on Talking Heads. Also, Phil Oakes, A Toast to Those Who Are Gone. Phil Oakes is $19.99. This is Samantha Fox. Touch Me, I Want Your Body. $39.99. Samantha Fox picture disc. $39.99. And a group called Smith with hop sticker includes Baby It's You. A group called Smith. $34.99. So Chris B. Jack got April Wine. Brian was second. Don was third. Andre was fourth. And Calvin Ward was fifth. We're done on these auctions. Debbie Winstead gets the Fleetwood Mac for $56. And Debbie gets the Talking Heads for $15. Those are both sold to Debbie Winstead. Those are both sold to Debbie. 24 Great Hits by Bob Wills and the Texas Playboys. That's $14.99. And Prince Purple Rain, $49.99. This is a 1984 SRC press, $49.99. Stephen Freyu wants the Samantha Fox picture disc. That's sold to Stephen Freyu. The Peter Gabriel Birdie soundtrack is $34.99. Craig Weatherford. Let me pull out two new auctions. The next two auctions are going to be, let me figure out what we got. Let's do Queen. I like that. Like the sound of that. And the Stones. Black and Blue and Queen the Game. Queen the Game is going to be a $20 start. This is Queen the Game. It has the original inner sleeve. No condition notes on the vinyl. No condition notes on the vinyl. Play the Game. Another One Bites the Dust. Need Your Loving Tonight. Crazy Little Thing Called Love. Queen the Game is a $20 start. OG copy. No condition notes on it. And the Rolling Stones Black and Blue. We'll do this for a $15 start. It's also a gatefold original press. Has the original inner sleeve. Near mint minus on that vinyl. $15 start. Details on the Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead is called Reckoning, $64.99. Of course, it's a 2LP on this Arista label here. Near mint minus on the vinyl. Reckoning is $64.99. 1981. Queen's at 20 and the Rolling Stones is at 15. Kansas, their self-titled debut album. Kansas is $19.99 for their self-titled debut album. Also, An Evening with Diana Ross. An Evening with Diana Ross, $14.99. Friday Night in San Francisco, Al Di Meola, John McLaughlin, and Paco de Lucia, $29.99. Mark Cunningham said he will take the Grateful Dead. Great decision there. The Beach Boys, Love You, $19.99. Also, Argent Circus, a white label promo. I don't know if I've ever seen Circus by Argent. A white label promo. It's an advanced promotion copy. White label, $24.99. How much was Smith? A group called Smith was $34.99. Final call on Queen, Chris Frazier, the one and only bidder, for $20. And Rolling Stones, one and only bidder, Mike McGinnis, for $15. Going twice, going three times. Reckoning has already sold Jake Zerbel. Jetstream wants the Al Di Meola. That's sold to Jetstream. Next is Yes, Yesterdays, $19.99 for Yes, Yesterdays. Original inner sleeve. Yes, $19.99. The Who's next? $29.99. This is on the Decca label. There is some cover damage. There's some tape over here. There's got some significant wear on the spine. That is the original label on that, $29.99. Queen's at 22 and Jack Hewitt was at 21. So three new bidders on Queen, but the Rolling Stones is now a final call. Jetstream says he will take Yes, Yesterdays. That's so to Jetstream. Another Yes, 9012 Live, the Solos. That's $19.99. 9012 Live, the Solos. And Debbie Paredes wants the John Cougar Scarecrow from earlier. Tanner, that one wasn't marked. It is $19.99. So give that to Debbie Paredes. Let's go ahead and sell the Stones to Mike McGinnis for $15. If anybody wants to outbid Brad, you have to bid more than $22. He's at 22 on Queen the Game. That's now going twice, going three times. Going twice, going three times on that. Our next auction is Madonna, Who's That Girl? This is an original sealed copy of Madonna, Who's That Girl? Original motion picture soundtrack. This has no saw marks, no punch holes. It is a club copy. Looks like it has club denotation right here. Let's see. This is a BMG Music Club copy. Yes, sealed. $25 start. Madonna, Who's That Girl? Original motion picture soundtrack. That's an original club copy. Sealed. Queens at $25.26 jacks out, so that's between Chris and Brad. Procol Harum, Grand Hotel. That's a 1973 pressing with the original booklet. Procol Harum is $24.99. The Cal Seals, live in concert. All songs recorded live, includes their smash hit, Hair. $19.99 on the Cal Seals. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll. Joan Jett is $29.99. I Love Rock and Roll. Queens at $25.26, now $28. The Isley Brothers is $24.99. Greatest Hits Volume 1. The Isley Brothers, Greatest Hits Volume 1. $24.99. Who's That Lady? Sexy Ladies on there. It's Your Thing. Do What You Want to Do. A couple of their biggest hits is on that one. $24.99. Ike and Tina Turner. Rock Me Baby, a collector's classic picture disc. Never seen that before. And it's actually music. $34.99. Queens at $28 with Rebecca Barber. We got 3 bidders now on Queen. No bid on Madonna. We're looking for a $25 start. That's an original sealed club copy. Rydell Martin says he'll take the Isley Brothers. That's sold to Rydell Martin. Meatloaf picture disc. It's in shrink wrap. $49.99. Meatloaf Bat Out of Hell picture disc. $49.99. Very, very cool there. $49.99 for the Meatloaf picture disc. A Beatles bootleg. Top of the Pops. The Beatles. Highway High F1 111. $39.99. Top of the Pops. Beatles bootleg, $39.99. Brad's backing on Queen at $29. The Rolling Stones Still Life is $34.99. The Rolling Stones Still Life, American Concert 1981, $34.99. Till Tuesday in shrink wrap with hop sticker. Till Tuesday's $24.99. And Superfly, Curtis Mayfield, $39.99. An original press of Curtis Mayfield Superfly, no condition notes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and make Madonna a buy it now. If anybody wants Madonna, a buy it now for just $25. That's pretty much half off what the original retail of that was, so take advantage of that. Craig Ruth says, I'll take it for $25. That's sold to Craig Ruth. Brad's out on Queen. Rebecca is the high bidder at $30. Queen's now a final call. Memphis Slim, Raining the Blues. Memphis Slim is $26.99. That's a 2LP. Memphis Slim, $26.99. And Saturday Night Fever. Here's a near mint copy. We sold a VG Plus one earlier. Near mint 2LP. Very nice looking. $19.99. Fred Carnell gets the Till Tuesday. That's sold to Fred Carnell. And Joni Mitchell, Don Juan's Reckless Daughter. $14.99 on Joni Mitchell. $14.99. The Beatles, their 20 greatest hits. Their 20 greatest hits, $29.99. Oh, I pulled the wrong record there for him. He wanted Till Tuesday. That's sold to Fred Carnell. Michael Nath first on Memphis Slim. That's sold to Michael Nath. He was first on MS. Jimmy Sears was second on Memphis Slim. Zach, you were third on the Madonna. Jimmy Shears first on Saturday Night Fever. Chris Frazier was second. And Christopher Morris first on the Beatles. So those are all sold. And Queen is also sold for $30 to Rebecca Barber. This is sold to Rebecca Barber. Seth, do you have anything to say, Seth? Seth's with us tonight. Seth says he has no statements. Would anybody like to say anything to Seth? Let's see if anybody wants to say anything to him. It's the feats of, or the airing of grievances, Festivus. Just like Frank Costanza, the airing of grievances. You can tell, everybody can tell Seth how much he's disappointed you in the last year. Just like Frank Costanza did George. The airing of grievances. All right. John J.J. Wilson says he'll take the Sticks, pieces of 8. I'm not going to recap this bin just yet because we have 10,000 other records to go through tonight. And J.J., I think, is buying something from the previous crate. J.J., you'll have to give me a second to find that. I think that's something in the prior crate, I believe, or it's already sold. Pieces of 8. I don't see that in here. JJ, as usual, let me know. Sometimes you buy stuff from crates 2 or 3 back. So let me know if you're buying something from a previous crate so I can try to find it easier. Let me go ahead and bring up a next crate. I have a whole nother crate of new vintage arrivals. We have Jetstream says you're fired. Michael Marf says you're fired. Homeland Conspiracy says you're fired. Jetstream says you're fired again. Sean Nitzel says you can come work for him. And Randy Anderson says, Canada loves Seth. The whole country. The whole country. All right. And Henry And Joe Maynard says, hashtag save Seth, now trending. And Henry says, Seth president. All right, so mixed reviews with Seth. He got about 50-50. Half fired, half for president. All right, this is George Harrison, Cloud 9. EX Condition, $15 start. EX Condition, $15 start. This has his hit song, I Got My Mind Set on You. Nice copy with the jacket, inner sleeve, EX on the vinyl, $15 start. And this is Peter Gabriel, The Rain on the Car album. This is a $20 start. It has the original inner sleeve, and it's on the original yellow Atco label Presswell press. Has the hit song Salisbury Hill. That's a $20 start. $20 start on those two. New vintage arrivals. New vintage arrivals, and these are not check condition. So these are all EX plus to near mint minus. Cool in the Gang. Celebration. Celebrate good times. Cool in the Gang. $14.99. War. Love is all around. War. Love is all around. That is $19.99 for War. Love is all around. Chick Corea. The Mad Hatter. Chick Corea is $24.99. This is Send in the Clown. Sarah Vaughan and the Count Basie Orchestra. Sarah Vaughan and Count Basie, $19.99. Paul McCartney and Wings Wildlife, $24.99 for Wildlife with the original custom label, $24.99. And the Lovin' Spoonful is $14.99. Lovin' Spoonful, $14.99. What did you think of UTSA? I really don't have an opinion. They gave us a little bit of an early scare in the third quarter, and then after that it was downhill. Terry, if you want to bet on George Harrison, make sure you put the numerical. Make sure you put George 15. John Smetzer's first on Cool in the Gang. Josie Sinkbell, you were second. Michael Nath first to the Sarah Vaughan. Rob Scheffler's in on George Harrison at 15, and so is Craig Rutherford. Jetstream, you were second on Sarah. No curb service anymore. Pine Island, $9.99. Pine Island. Beach Boulevard, California, 39. Highway 39 Revisited, a tribute to the crowd, $19.99. I don't know a lot about that. George Harrison's at 15, 16, and 17. We have Bob Dylan Self-Portrait, $49.99 for Bob Dylan Self-Portrait. That is the second. It's actually the first label, but I can tell you it's a reissue because it has a barcode on the back. But I will say this, it's super high quality for sure. $49.99. Eric Clapton, I Get Lost. Eric Clapton, what is this? $19.99. Eric Clapton from 1999. Eric Clapton, I Get Lost. Get Lost in the Soulful New Dance Groove from Eric Clapton. That is $19.99. Feels like a 2LP, 12-inch single of some sort. $19.99. NRBQ, Kick Me Hard. NRBQ is $29.99. Kick Me Hard, and Changes, David Bowie, the OG David Bowie Greatest Hits. It's not actually an OG press, it's a black label, but one of the first David Bowie comps that came out with some of these songs officially, $34.99. So George Harrison was at 20, 20, 20. 22, Nick Bargeron gets the Eric Clapton. That's so to Nick Bargeron. And we have Craig Weatherford out. All right, I'm going to make Peter Gabriel buy it now. Who wants the Peter Gabriel for a $20 buy it now? That is the Rain on the Car album. Peter Gabriel's a $20 buy it now. That I eat Calhoun's after the game. I ate Calhoun's at the game. I ate Calhoun's at the game. They have a concession stand there. Willie Nelson, Always on My Mind. Shrink wrap and hot sticker. Wow. They do Wider Shade of Pale. I didn't realize that. Wider Shade of Pale. Willie and Waylon doing a cover of that. $14.99, Always on My Mind. Flock of Seagulls, The Story of a Young Heart. Flock of Seagulls, $24.99. Joe Maynard wants the Peter Gabriel. Tanner, that was a $20 buy it now. Looks like the high bidder on George Harrison was $22 with Rob Scheffler. That's now going twice, going 3 times. We have the Ambroy Dukes, Dr. Slingshot. Wow. Ted Nugent, the Ambroy Dukes in shrink wrap, $24.99. Now, that's one I don't see too often. Also, we have Nazareth's Greatest Hits. Wow, $19.99 for Nazareth's Greatest Hits. Let me grab another new auction over here to go through. Let's do the... I don't know. Let's see. Here we go. Huh. Let's auction this, just for the fun of it. Low George. This is a VG copy for $1 start. Lowell George, thanks, I'll eat it here. That's a $1 start. Lowell George, thanks, I'll eat it here. $1 start, up for bid. Back up to the top, we're about to sell George Harrison for 22. Next claim was Michael Nath on Dukes. That's the Ambroid Dukes. Don't see that too often. That's sold to Michael Nath. Fred Carnell got Nazareth. Don Alker was second. Bands on the tribute album. Give me 1 second on that one. And we have 1, 1, and 1 on that. Thank you. Also, Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, $26.99 for Billy Idol. Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, $26.99. Any David Bowie greatest hits tonight? We just had one. David Bowie greatest hits changes, $34.99. George Harrison is sold. Tanner, this is for $22 to Rob Scheffler. $22 to Rob Scheffler. Mr. George. George is up for bid. 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 5, and now 10. That's a VG copy of Thanks, I'll Eat It Here. Styx Serpent. $22.99 for Styx Serpent. $22.99. And Crowded House featuring Don't Dream It's Over. $39.99. Crowded House, Don't Dream It's Over with the original inner sleeve. $39.99. The Rolling Stones Dirty Work is $34.99. The Rolling Stones Dirty Work. I'm not going to say his name anymore except Mr. George. It's now Mr. George. Final call is Jetstream. $10. Final call. Final call. $10 start or $10 bid on that. Let me get to some other new records here. Let's auction off this very nice copy of Van Halen. This is going to be a $28 start. This is Van Halen 1984. Has the original inner sleeve. It is the original press. Panama Jump, Hot for Teacher, all those songs on this album. That is Van Halen. No condition notes on the vinyl or cover. $28 start on Van Halen. That is now up for bid. We're about to sell that for $10. Michael Nath wants RS, which is the Rolling Stones. That is to Michael Nath. And now, here's Johnny Cash, $49.99. Here's Johnny Cash, $49.99. That's on the Memphis Sun label. Extremely nice vinyl, $49.99. Van Halen's at $28 with Josie Sinkbell. Stephen Forvett. This is Jackrabbit Slim, $9.99. Oh my gosh, look what just happened. Loud George is $16.99. Thanks, I'll Eat It Here, $16.99 on the Warner Brothers label. That one's near mint. We're auctioning a VG copy. It's on a final call for $10. Leon Redbone, Champagne Charlie, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. And Arlo Guthrie, Running Down the Road, $19.99. Running Down the Road, that's in shrink wrap. It's amazing that, by the way, this is sold to Jetstream for $10. Van Halen is a final call for $28. Van Halen's a final call for $28. It's amazing, though, how many collections, we buy all these original owner collections from the 70s. There's a lot of people who own this album. That's why that's why there's one that pops up almost every night. A lot of these original owner collections, there's just like certain albums, it seems like everybody on earth at that time at least bought a copy of that or had it in their collection one way or another. And that's a prime example of one of those records. It seems like we have it so much. So many people had it in their collection. We have Metal Night. It's Thursday night. Tomorrow night, Sean, tomorrow night's Kiss Night. We're going to have Kiss merchandise up for auction and buy it now while we're showing records. And then Thursday night's Metal Night. We have a Metallica Puppets. We have a Master Metallica. I almost said Master, a Metallica of Puppets. Let me change around some words there. We have a Metallica Master of Puppets club copy, which if you look that up on Discogs, it's a really good sounding record because I've already listened to it and you can tell why based on the sold prices. I was amazed by what some of those go for. I think one has sold as high as much as $700 for a club copy of Master of Puppets. Very good sounding record. I've listened to it twice already. That's going to be up for auction. We got Megadeth, like Near Mint and Shrink Wrap. Of course, lots of other Queensryche and Iron Maidens and anything else. That is Thursday night. All right, let's go ahead and sell Van Halen. Only one bid for $28. That's surprising. Josie Sinkbell, $28 on Van Halen. I don't think I missed anything else in here. Our next auction is the Beatles, the early Beatles. So the early Beatles actually came out as kind of a compilation of some of these tracks that were on the UK Beatles albums. This is an 80s pressing, and this is only going to be a $20 start. It is dead near mint. It's pressed in the 80s, and this is the early Beatles, Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, Do You Want to Know a Secret, Please Please Me. That's a $20 start. The Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon, that's in shrink wrap, $26.99. The Charlie Daniels Band, Full Moon, shrink wrap and hop sticker, $26.99. Jackson Browne, Hold Out, that's also in shrink wrap, $14.99. Jackson Browne, Hold Out, that's in shrink wrap, $14.99. And Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor, $19.99 for Mick Fleetwood, The Visitor. Simply Red is sealed from 1985. This has no punch holes and no saw marks either. Simply Red is sealed, $29.99. Looking for a $20 start on the Beatles. Katie Webster, The Swamp Boogie Queen. Katie Webster, $19.99. $19.99, and this is actually a MoFi pressing. I didn't even know MoFi did this one. The Zubin Mehta, or Mehta, I think that's how you say that. Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind, $39.99. John Leal takes the sealed Simply Red, and Michael Nath wants the Katie Webster. Final call on the Beatles if you want to get a bid in for $20. We are rapidly going through new vinyl, new vintage arrivals. We have already been through 5 crates, make that 6 crates of new vintage arrivals. We're halfway through this one. I've got one more, and then I plan on doing a recap, showing you some other stuff, and maybe even some buy it now best offer and on sale stuff. We may end up somehow in the back one way or another tonight. We'll find out in just a second. Terry Schneider, I'm going to go ahead and sell you the Beatles. Terry's bid 20, the only one that said anything. So that's sold to Terry for 20. Christopher just bid 20 as well. That means I need to bring it back. So let's sell this or let's bring that back. Terry Schneider, $20. Those came in pretty much at the same time. Final call. Christopher, let me know if you want to bid more than 20. If you're out, then I'm going to go ahead and sell it to Terry, I guess technically again. And Rob Scheffler gets the Star Wars. That's a MoFi pressing. Very cool. Price on Redbone. There is no Redbone album in here, to my knowledge. I don't think there was a Redbone album in here. I don't think there is. Christopher's at 22 on the Beatles. Our next auction is the best of Uriah Heep. This is in shrink wrap, near mint copy, original Mercury Skyline label, $10 start on the best of Uriah Heep. That is a $10 start, near mint and shrink wrap. The Lewis Belson Explosion, also in shrink wrap. That's $19.99. Homeland, Leon Redbone. Leon Redbone. This is $19.99. Champagne Charlie in shrink wrap. That's on a silver Warner Brothers label. $19.99. Price and bands. Sean Netzel wants to know the price and bands. Price, and that was this punk comp right here. This is $19.99. The Gears, the Stitches, Channel 3, the Adolescents, Manic Hispanic, Jack and Peg, Bad Cop, JFA, The Junk, The Pegs, Thug Monkey. I skipped around quite a bit. That is $19.99, Sean Netzel. Terry says she's out on the Beatles, so let's go ahead and sell that to Christopher Morris for $22. Homeland's Conspiracy said he'll take the Leon Redbone, and the Uriah Heep is a $10 start. Also, this is Steppenwolf 16 Greatest Hits. $10 start on this. Steppenwolf 16 Greatest Hits, also near mint, $10 start. 2 albums there, Uriah Heep and Steppenwolf, $10 starts on those. Colin Butler says he'll take this comp if Sean passes. I think Sean's passing. We'll make sure he actually says pass, and then let's sell that. Sold to Colin Butler. The Wiz is $39.99. 2 LP, $39.99. Mel Torme and Friends recorded live at Marty's. Mel Torme, The Velvet Fog, $24.99. Mel Torme, $24.99. As featured in Seinfeld. We have Jimmy Sears is at 10 on Uriah Heep. Johnny Williams is at 10 on Steppenwolf, and so is Jacob Harris. The Chambers Brothers, Shout, $19.99 on the Chambers Brothers, Shout. Red Polydor German pressing on the Chambers Brothers. Don't see that very often. The Crowded House is their very popular album, self-titled. Yeah, don't have a name, does it? Yes, it's self-titled, which has their hit song, Don't Dream It's Over. Near mint with the original inner sleeve, still available, $39.99. The Best of Gordon Lightfoot, $19.99. The Best of Gordon Lightfoot, $19.99. Historia della Musica Rock. This is the Jimi Hendrix comp, $29.99. Steppenwolf is at $15 with Jacob Harris. Johnny Williams, you're out. Final call on Uriah Heep with Jimmy Sears for 10. Final call on that. The Best of the Guess Who, Volume 2, $19.99. This is the original pressing on the orange RCA, and it's a gatefold, $19.99 on the Best of. And look, here's Volume 1. The Best of the Guess Who, Volume 1. That is $19.99. But Volume 1 and Volume 2. Viva, Roxy Music, $24.99 for Viva, Roxy Music, the live Roxy Music album, $24.99. Johnny Williams back in on Steppenwolf at 16. Jacob, you're out. John Lennon, Shaved Fish, purple capital label. John Lennon's $24.99. Chris B. Jack wants the Jimi Hendrix comp. That's sold to Chris B. Jack. We have Cock Robin and Shrink Wrap with Hype Sticker, $14.99. And Pete Townsend, Chinese Eyes. Pete Townsend is $16.99. $16.99. Bangles, Different Light. The Bangles is an 87 Carrollton press. An 87 Carlton press, excuse me, $29.99. Uriah Heep is sold to Jimmy Sears for $10. Johnny's also out on Steppenwolf. We're going to sell that to Jacob Williams for $18. Those are both gone. Let me step over here and pull out a couple more auctions. We have I don't know, let's grab these two right here. We have a Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits EX condition. This is going to be a $15 start. Embossed cover with the gold foiling. This is Waylon's Greatest Hits. The vinyl is EX. That is a $15 start for Waylon Jennings Greatest Hits. Also, Boston, their self-titled album, EX condition. It is a repress. It's on the blue and black Epic label. It definitely has the repress cover has a little bit different colors too almost. That's a $15 start. Boston and Waylon Jennings, $15 starts on those. Josie Sinkbell's in on Waylon at $15. John Lee Hooker, this is the Everest Archive of Folk and Jazz compilation, $19.99 for John Lee Hooker. And Everest compilation, $19.99. Muddy Mississippi Waters Live, Muddy Waters Live, $24.99. Neil Young, Hawks and Dove, $34.99 for Neil Young. And the Motels, all for one. The Motels is $19.99. Jay Giles Band Live, $19.99. And the Eagles, Hotel California, OG pressing it looks like with the original poster gatefold, $39.99. All right, we have Waylon Jennings, 15, 15, 15. Michael Nath wants John Lee Hooker. He was first to that, JLH. Michael Nath, Boston, 15, 15. Jimmy, you were second on John Lee Hooker. Fred Carnell was third. Jetstream first to the Muddy Waters. Jetstream first to that one. Henry Pardidez was second. And Carol Puckett wants the, that says RS. I thought that was for the Eagles. RS was maybe for Rolling Stone. Is there a Rolling Stones album in here possibly? RS was a slip. Okay. The best of Dwayne Allman. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. This looks like I don't know. I've never seen that before. Red Polydor label, the best of the Dwayne Allman. That is $29.99. Waylon Jennings is at $16. The door is full circle with the original insert, $34.99. So the high bid, there are several people who bid $15 all at once on Waylon Jennings. The new high bidder is with Mike Quinn. Mike Quinn has that for $16, and the newest high bidder on Boston is $18. More Than a Feeling, Peace of Mind, Long Time, Rock and Roll Band Smoking, Hitch a Ride, Something About You, and Let Me Take You Home Tonight. Jacob has that for $18. Greg Rogers wants DA. That's the Dwayne Allman album. William Warback was second. Rob Shandell wants the Motels. That's so to Rob Shandell, and Waylon Jennings is at $16 with Mike Quinn. Going once, going twice. If you were one of those other people that bid 16 or 15, you're out. Anybody else want anything in here? I'm going to set it right behind me. It will be very accessible, but I'm going to go ahead and grab another crate. I'm going to go ahead and grab another crate right now of New Vintage Arrivals. This is crate number 7 of New Vintage Arrivals. Everything right now, Craig, is sticker price. At some point tonight, we may discount stuff, or I may go right into discounted stuff already. But right now, everything's sticker price. But thank you for the very fair offer. Everything is sticker as of right now. Walt Disney Productions, Mickey Mouse Disco, $19.99. Mickey Mouse Disco. Walt Disney presents the story of Robin Hood, $19.99 for Robin Hood. Also, Billy Joel, the Nylon Curtain, $14.99 for Billy Joel, the Nylon Curtain. Raggedy Ann, Bend and Stretch, a very special exercise record for children. Raggedy Ann is sealed, $24.99 for Raggedy Ann. And Addition and Subtraction, another Walt Disney record, Jiminy Cricket and Rika Moore, that is $19.99. Let's see, Waylon Jennings out. The Beatles boot is still sticker price. Boston's at $20, Boston's at $22. Let's go ahead and sell Waylon Jennings. There was 5 bidders. Only one left now with Mike Quinn at $16. He gets Waylon Jennings for $16. Boston's at $22 with Jacob Harris. Tammy Hinkle wants M.M. Mickey Mouse, William Warback, you were second to that. We also have Rush, Exit Stage Left. Wow, this is a nice looking copy. Usually the cover has wear on it. $49.99. It's a 1981 18 press. That's a nice copy. Go ahead and say Rush. Go ahead and be typing it into your comments, right, Tanner? Tanner says yes. Tanner says yes. This is a VG copy of Van Halen, Women and Children First. It does have the original inner sleeve. The vinyl is in VG condition. Van Halen, Women and Children First, $10 start. And the cradle will rock. and The Cradle Will Rock, and the other hit is Everybody Wants Some. That's a $10 start. My feed has suddenly come to a screeching halt. That means Jacob Harris is going to take Boston for 22. That is a final call, though. Final call on that. The Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead, $59.99. I think somebody just messaged us that they were a first-time buyer, and I missed it. That was Mike Quinn. Mike Quinn, $59.99. Grateful Dead, Working Man's Dead is $59.99. That's the green Warner Brothers label, $59.99. The Beach Boulevard, Garrett, that has already sold. That punk comp, that has already sold. That has already sold. Kara is at 10 on Van Halen. A Child's Introduction to Melody and the Instruments of the Orchestra, A Primer of Music. This is another Disney record from 1964. $19.99, A Child's Introduction to Melody, and Sing and Other Sunny Songs. This is $19.99. Sing and Other Sunny Songs. Interesting. Never seen that Disney record. $19.99. All right. Jacob bid 22 on Boston. That was a final call, right? Yep. Boston is sold for $22. Mike Quinn, welcome. New buyer. If anybody else is watching that's a new buyer, thank you and welcome. Walt Disney Melody sold to Rob Scheffler. Thank you and welcome to anybody else that's a new buyer and anybody who's been watching for the last 4 years we've been doing this. If you're a new buyer, though, the instructions are very easy. Just make sure you message our page with your email address and your mailing address if you're a first-time new buyer. If you're a first-time new buyer, thank you and welcome. And we do $7 in limited shipping. That starts on Monday. This is Monday. We're having another sale tomorrow. Also, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Also, a couple of disclaimers. Some of this KISS stuff I'm going to try to auction tomorrow is very large. You know, we even got that Paul Stanley guitar that's as big as this table, of course. So some of that stuff, as far as the $7 shipping, when I'm auctioning stuff or showing it, you know, we're obviously going to invoice and be all together. But, you know, some of this oversized stuff, I haven't made up my mind yet, but like if it's a huge item, I will definitely let you know, like we may have to do something separate on shipping because some of these is like a large, you know, oversized. We got those busts and the big guitar and stuff like that. So that is some of the stuff that we may have to discuss shipping on. Obviously, it's hard for us to include something very large. It's going to cost $50 to ship in with that. But a lot of the smaller stuff I'm going to try to show, and we'll do that tomorrow night. All right, so the Beatles is a 1970 first press of Let It Be. $20 start. The cover's in VG Plus condition, and the vinyl's in VG Plus condition. $20 start on the Beatles Let It Be. $20 start on the Beatles Let It Be. Also, we had Walt Disney Melody. Van Halen's at 11. Kara is at 12. The Motels from Last Crate sold yes. Let's see here. We have Van Halen 13, and J.J. Wilson said sold Roxy Music. JJ, was that from the Last Crate? JJ, I think you've bought 5 records so far tonight, and I hadn't pulled any of them because they're all in the previous crate. So you'll have to either remind me later tonight or message us or remind me a little bit later. I'll try to find those. Kara Bowers at 15 on Van Halen. Jetstream's at 20 on the Beatles. We have Rockin' Down the Block. 45 original hits by the original artist. $24.99. Wow. Compilation, Rockin' Down the Block. 45 songs. $24.99. The Beatles is at 20 and Van Halen's at 16. Philip Bailey, Chinese Wall. This has the duet with Phil Collins, Easy Lover, $12.99. We have Chicago Hot Streets, $9.99. Chicago Hot Streets, $9.99. Shiitake with John McLaughlin, that's $24.99. And Boston Don't Look Back, $32.99. Boston Don't Look Back. Oh, that's the wrong record in that LP. We have The Making of the President, 1960, $22.99. This is the soundtrack, the original soundtrack from the widely acclaimed television show JFK. There he is, $22.99. Colin Butler says he'll take the Philip Bailey. No, we do not have Paul Stanley's guitar. We have a replica of Paul Stanley's guitar. Some kind of big, I don't know. It's in a box. I really don't know. I hadn't got to look at any of this. Paul started pricing a lot of it yesterday on Sunday, but I honestly hadn't started looking at any of the KISS stuff myself. I have not looked at any of it. That's what I've got to do all night tonight on that. But no, I don't actually have a Paul Stanley. That would be like something that would be for what, $95,000 or something. Van Halen's at 18 with Jay Johnston. This is a VG copy of Women and Children First. Jay Johnston's at 18. Final call on the Beatles. That's Jetstream for $20. Final call on that. Let It Be. Also, we have the Buckinghams, made in Chicago. That's a 1975 white label promo. Boy, I don't know if I've seen that Buckinghams album too often. And it's got the promo strips, $24.99. Patti Smith Group Easter. Patti Smith Group Easter is $24.99. There's a little bit of tonight's nightly nudity. The Bar-Kays, Flying High on Your Love. The Bar-Kays is $14.99. Flying High on Your Love. And we have Edgar Winter, Jasmine Night Dreams. That is $17.99. Chris Jack wants the Buckinghams. Let's go ahead and sell some auctions. Jetstream gets the Beatles for $20. I was waiting for Kara to say out on Van Halen. I'm going to give that a final call. Jay Johnston's at 18. Kara, let me know if you're out. The Beatles is $49.99. This is a 66 mono cover Jacksonville press of Yesterday and Today. $49.99. It is in mono. The vinyl's extremely nice. And no, it's not a butcher cover. It would be $1,499.99 instead of $49.99. The Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. This is a 67 mono Pittman press. $39.99 for the Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. Bob Dylan, Real Live, $32.99 for Bob Dylan, Real Live. It also has the original inner sleeve with it. Bob Dylan's $32.99. Nikki Cox wants the Rockin' Down. Rockin' Down was the compilation, right? Rockin' Down the Block. That's so to Nikki Cox. If there's anybody, a first-time buyer or hadn't bought from us in a while, please make sure you contact our page. We do this every night. We sell records and collectibles every night here on this page. If you watched last night, Sunday night, we even had a coin and knife sale. We had a great turnout. We hadn't even started invoicing for that yet. We got a whole sale from last night, all different customers and stuff we have to invoice for. So if you're a coin and knife viewer, we got to start working on that stuff tonight, actually, hopefully. And Jay Johnston's back in on Van Halen for $20. All right, let me grab another crate of some auctions and other stuff to go through. So we mostly sell records and music-related collectibles here, but we also sell a lot of other stuff like case knives. We sell old money such as coins, currency, silver, gold, etc., etc. So we're dealing about everything here. And then we sell a lot of stuff that we don't actually show here on Facebook, like posters. And sometimes we show Funkos, but we also have toys, vintage signs, etc., etc. I'll even buy watches and cameras off of you. What'd you say, Tanner? Yeah, trinkets. Yeah, I'll even buy a Rolex watch off of you if you have one for sale. Jack Johnson, music by Miles Davis. This is a 1971. If you remember, we had this one priced quite high the other night because it is a very desirable record. Jack Johnson, music by Miles Davis. No condition notes on the vinyl. I'm going to start this, or somebody's going to bid on it. It's going to be a $45 start. There is a bit of a crease right here in the cover. This is Jack Johnson, music by Miles Davis. And that's a $45 star. Yes, definitely comics. Lots of comics too here. Lunch boxes, toys. Sports cards. Oh my gosh, sports cards and autographs and board games and toys and sometimes stereo equipment, but I'm trying not to buy that stuff anymore because it's a headache. Let me look around the store here. I got a life-size statue of Frankenstein. I got old pottery. I've got Castle Grayskull. We have so much in the back. I wish I had everything out for sale. So any vintage surgical equipment. Not right now, but I've had some before. Not right now, but I've bought some of that before at estate sales and sold it. Very expensive and very desirable. $45 start on that. Van Halen is sold to Kara Bauer for $22. We have Fleetwood Mac Live, $34.99 for Fleetwood Mac Live. And Underground, Thelonious Monk. We had one of these the other night as well. Thelonious Monk, Underground. Boy, that's some very nice vinyl. $39.99 for the Monk album. Dexter Gordon Quartet, Bouncing with Dex. $14.99 for Dexter Gordon Quartet, Bouncing with Dex. The Great Bluesmen. The Great Bluesmen, $19.99. Also, Van Duren, Are You Serious? Van Duren, Are You Serious? And that is sealed from 1978, $89.99. $89.99. Year on the Monk, I don't know. It's on a 70s label. No barcode. I don't have the year though. No barcode. It's a 70s Columbia label. No barcode. It's a Terre Haute press, T1. It's a Terre Haute press in the dead wax. Next is Michael Nath on the Great Blues Men. Jetstream gets to Dexter Gordon. Jimmy Shears put GYM. I think that was for Great or something that has already sold maybe. David Hoy next on Dexter Gordon. Do you have a Frank Show? I do not have that. I also don't have a Crossbows and Cattle. How much for Gray School? I think it's $159.99. Jimmy Shears, you was second on Great Bluesmen. Fleetwood Mac Live was $34.99, Debbie Winstead. And Mark Cunningham says he'll take the Monk. All right, if anybody wants to buy this Miles Davis, it's a significant markdown from what we originally had it priced. It's a $45 buy it now. Jack Johnson, music by Miles Davis. I've been slipping in some great auctions for buy it nows. And Catapults and oh, that was a board game. He was asking about a board game. No, I don't have that. Now, we're talking to a guy up in New Hampshire who has a board game collection. They didn't have time on their trip. He has over like 1,500 board games. He said it would take, if you box them up to move them, it would take 2 semis to move them all. And so I was like, yeah, we don't have room in our trailers for that. And we've running out of people to drive back with trucks. So we've got to go back up there at some point and do a deal with him. He has virtually every board game ever made. I mean, it's incredible. It's one of the best, most incredible collection of board games I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen a lot of toy collections. But, yeah, it's incredible. You imagine what 1,500 board games looks like, and especially if you got to pack them up to move them, you know, wrap them up and put them in other boxes. That's a lot. But, I mean, he has every board. I mean, even the rare ones. It's the most, I mean, it's like a museum. So we got to go back up there and get those hopefully very soon. He's basically holding them for us. He's not in any hurry to sell, and he wants us to buy them. So I said, well, thank you. We'll be back up there soon. So I just got to buy another 20,000 square foot building to start storing more stuff. Right, Tanner? We are running out of space here. We are definitely running out of space. Our store, we just keep closing off more of the store for storage in the back, and we fill it up. There are so many records in the back you can't even walk. I don't know how they even work back there. There's 4 people who work in the back surrounded by 20,000 bins and tubs of records that's stacked up to the ceiling. He definitely has Dark Tower. He has all of them. It's amazing. I got to go buy them before he thinks we've abandoned them. Okay, Fleetwood Mac, we auctioned one of these earlier. Here's another one. This one is near mint. It's not a cutout. It has, it's very nice. It has the original inner sleeve pocket with the 2 other original inner sleeve. This is a nice copy of Tusk. $25 start for Tusk. Also, we got Waylon and Willie, World War II. Waylon and Willie, World War II. This is a $15 start. Waylon and Willie, World War II, $15 start. $15 start on that. All right. So, Debbie, let me know if you wanted the Fleetwood Mac. I'm going to make sure I didn't miss any other claims. David Hoy wanted JJMD. I think that's already sold too. Now, Michael Nath got that for $45. And the Fleetwood Mac Live, no condition notes. It's EX plus near at minus. Debbie had dibs, and I think she'll go ahead and sell it. Sell that to Debbie. Free storage at Sean's house for Kiss Collectibles. I've been offered that before. People's like, you want to store a couple thousand records here? Go right ahead. I got room in my garage. This is a sealed copy of Roger C. Reel and Rue Morgue. Sealed copy, 1999. Sealed copy, 1999. The Beatles Help, $49.99. This is a 65 Scranton press of the Beatles Help. It is an original stereo press from Capitol, SMAS 2386. Beautiful vinyl, one of my favorite Beatles albums, Help. All these classic songs, $49.99. The Beatles Help. Help, The Night Before, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. I can tell you every lyric to that song. I Need You, Another Girl, Ticket to Ride, You're Gonna Lose That Girl. Just classic, $49.99. Allman Brothers, wow, another classic. At the Fillmore East, $34.99. The Allman Brothers at the Fillmore East, $34.99. And the Chipmunks, songs from our TV shows featuring the Chipettes. Never seen that Chipmunks album, $24.99. All right, so Debbie had bid dibs on the Fleetwood Mac. She's already claimed it. Denise Harrison's at 25 on Tusk. 25 on Tusk. That's going once, going twice. Kevin Hughes is at 15 on Waylon and Willie. Both auctions have bid 25 and 15. Sherry Darnell wants the Allman Brothers. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. We have Kojak book and record set. Looks like it's got some damage to the cover. Looks like somebody marked on it. Probably a kid. No condition notes on the vinyl, though. That's surprising. It's the book and record set. Kojak is $19.99. Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Very cool. Buck Rogers is $19.99. John Leal's at $25 on Tusk. We have Diana and Marvin. That's a 73 white label promo, $49.99. Tusk is near mint. This is a really nice copy. We auctioned off one earlier that had a saw mark and that was EX. This one is near mint. Let me take a peek at the vinyl again for you. Yes, it is very, very nice copy. And sometimes these are kind of crushed. This one's actually really, really nice. High bid on that is John Leal at $26. Final call on Waylon and Willie. Kevin Hughes has that for $15. Colin Butler wants the Kojak record. Tusk is at $30. And if you want to bid on Tusk, it's up for bid. Elvis, He Walks Beside Me. Favorite songs of faith and inspiration. $9.99. Why does this feel so heavy? I guess because we got it in a new inner sleeve. $9.99. Bob Rigers at $29 on Tusk. Jay Giles, Monkey Island, $17.99 for Jay Giles. The best of Gladys Knight and the Pips, $9.99 for Gladys Knight. Idle Tears is $9.99. And Bonnie Raitt, Give It Up. That's a white label promo, $16.99. Tusk is at $29, $30, $31, and $31. No other bids on Waylon and Willie. Let's go ahead and sell that to Kevin Hughes for $15. Kevin Hughes for $15. Now, at some point, we're going to have a audiophile night. We have an entire crate of Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab records, and I think if I go through all of our bins, I probably can find another stack of Nautilus Super Disc and other MoFi titles that no one bought. Plus, there's some in the Pittsburgh collection, and then there's some, the most of them I'm talking about is in a collection we bought on the buying trip. I've got two I'm going to show tonight. I'm only going to show them tonight. They're sticker price. If they don't sell, I'm going to set them aside and wait. And I've had two or three people ask me to promote all these audiophile pressings on YouTube and do a video, because I know a lot of audiophile collectors on YouTube, and we got some great audiophile records. I even have the Beatles MoFi box. I've got the Stones MoFi box. I got the Beatles stereo box, 2 of those sealed, and then we have all kinds of MoFi. Like, we probably could fill up 2 crates. So we'll have a big audiophile night one night, and I love MoFi stuff. It sounds great. So these 2 are Buy It Nows. We have Steely Dan Asia. It's pristine, $199.99. Steely Dan Asia. I was going to auction these. This is the MoFi pressing from 1980. Perfect copy, $199.99. And here's a tough one to get. Queen, A Night at the Opera. That's $279.99. $279.99 from 1982. So Asia, $199.99, and Queen is $279.99. Those are Buy It Nows, and probably the next time, if they don't sell tonight, I'll probably put them up for auction the night we actually do the MoFi collection. So lots of people are looking forward to that. Now, back up to the top, we had Tusk at 30, Tusk at 31, Tusk at 31, Tusk at 35. Michael Nath wants Bonnie Raitt. Tusk 36, Tusk 36, Tusk 40. We have, can you show Wayne song list? What was Wayne? William Warback wants the Buck Rogers. I was waiting for somebody to get that. Tusk 42. And Ray Toff said 1,080 gram. Not for sure. Ray has commented that twice. Tusk is 45, 47, and 50. Okay, now here's what we are going to do. Are we plugged into the Wi-Fi connection? I'm going to let everybody vote, because we may start moving this cart, Tanner. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to offer up a poll right now of what we're going to do for at least the next hour and a half. 2 things. I'm probably going to do a hard stop tonight at 11. Tanner still has a lot of invoicing to do. I think he's working on some of it still right now. We got all the coin and knife stuff, but also I need to start working immediately on getting more stuff ready for even tomorrow night's sale. So we can go through everything again tonight very quickly, like a Buy It Now best offer, which is like 4 crates, because we probably sold 3 of the 7 full crates, maybe 4, and there'll be 3 crates left. We can go fairly recent Buy It Now best offer, or I can roll this cart literally to the back, and we can go through bins in the back of the store for Buy It Now best offer. So 2 options. We can stay up here and go through new stuff, Buy It Now best offer, or we can go through old stuff, Buy It Now best offer in the back. Either way, I'm going to do a quick recap of some new vinyl up here before we get to the back. So I think everybody may want to go to the back room because I really don't have anything else to show you. I went through those new arrival crates so fast. We went through them really quickly. And I think everybody will probably vote, let's roll it to the back and go through some crates back there and start making offers. Because I think y'all are going to like some of the stuff that's back there. I'm going to go ahead and start getting this cart ready. Now, just FYI, the internet connection on this thing may be sketchy when we roll it back there. So you may lose connection for a second and it may have to reconnect. Tanner, I'm going to hand you this glass so I don't spill it driving this thing back there. But we're not going to do it right now. I'm going to do a quick recap, and then there's some great bins in the back. Instead of bringing them up here, we're going to go to the back and do that. And also, instead of taking a break, we would normally stop and come back like at 10 o'clock. I'd rather just keep rolling, and we'll probably stop sometime around 11. So 2 more hours of nothing but on-sale vintage. Tusk is at $58 with John Leal. Denise Harrison's at $60. Denise Harrison's at $60. And I think Brent is the only one that said new. Brent, you're severely outvoted unless you want to buy more votes or something. Unless you can swing some influence on the polls right now. I'm going to take this auction with me. Actually, I'll let Tanner bring it back there. Unless John Leal says out. Right now, Tusk is at $60. This is a near mint copy. I'm going to leave it up here. So, actually, you know what? Let me just go ahead and roll to the back. I'll show you some new vinyl when this thing may be a little bumpy, too. It's like on an old, it's not old, it's a new, but like a teacher's cart. That's what we're on here. So, I'm going to roll this to the back. I don't know if I've ever done this while we're live. Let's see. We're going to pass. Ooh, look at all this. Sabbath, Ozzy, Kiss, Singles, Idol, Hotter Than Hell, Overkill, Pantera, Rush, Pearl Jam, Iron Maidens, Rush, U2 and Judas Priest. Hey, there's some toys and knives and sports cards and stuff. And there's a railroad certificate signed by Cornelius Vanderbilt. There's a picture of the old Lebanon courthouse. And now we're going to go down this ramp. And like I said, your connection may get a little sketchy. It may reconnect to our extender that's back here. So bump and bump. There we go. There's more crates. There's more new vinyl. Let's start over here on this back side. We never end up back here on this back side. So let's pick out a bin, and I'll start doing buy it now, best offer. As soon as I shut the lid on this cart, let's see. I see the Who. I see Van Morrison. I see the Stones. Let me figure out which bin I want to go through. We might start with this one right here with Chicago in it. So, yeah, let's just go through this bin here and see what we have. Or we might go through this one next to it. Chicago's in the bin the wrong way. Interesting. Yeah, so these are all going to be buy it now, best offer. All right, so let me stop right there. These are going to be buy it now, best offer. Make sure I didn't miss anything back there. We had Tusk up front was $60. John Leal's out. And Denise was at $60. So Tanner, if you can hear me, that Tusk up front is sold for $60. So, and let's go ahead and go through this bin. So these are all going to be buy it now, best offer. Hope everybody's connection is still well. This crate over here next to me looks good too. So first we have Chicago. This is Chicago 9, their greatest hits. Let me make sure my camera's good and centered. Chicago's greatest hits. These are all going to be buy it now, best offer. $19.99 for Chicago's greatest hits. Bread, Mana. $12.99. Buy it now, best offer means you can go ahead and buy them, or you can do a buy it now. Charlie Parker, One Night in Washington with Orchestra, $14.99 for Charlie Parker. Mamas and Papas, that's not the Mamas and Papas, that's the classic 4, $12.99 on that. The Sound of Bread, we love listening to Bread. That's a K-Tel compilation, 16 of their best songs, $12.99. Magic Christian Music by Badfinger, $26.99. $26.99. Todd Tipton said he would give 15 for Chicago. That's so to Todd Tipton, and Eric Self said he would give 9 for the Charlie Parker. Sell that to Eric Self for 9. Jimmy Sears said he'd give 10 for the classics. I like the way this is going. We've already sold 3 records and Bread for 9. Now, Jane, are you offering 9 for Mana or 9 for the Sound of Bread? We also have a $10 offer and a $12 offer, so we got a lot of activity on that one. Sealed Jethro Tull War Child. This is a sealed copy. No saw marks, no punch holes. An original sealed retail copy, $32.99 for Jethro Tull War Child. An American Prayer, Jim Morrison, Music by the Doors, $34.99 for an American Prayer, Jim Morrison, Music by the Doors, $34.99. So Jane offered 9 for bread. So did Kara and Terry. So we'll figure out what's going on first with Jane. She said sound. Jane, it looks like if you want the bread, you're going to have to pay $12.99 for it. So let me know if you want it for $12.99. Next is Elton John, A Single Man, $19.99. If I don't say the grade, that means it is an EX Plus to Near Mint Minus record. Joe South, Games People Play, $12.99 for Games People Play. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Welcome Back My Friends, $19.99. $19.99. Dwight Twilley Band, Sincerely. Dwight Twilley Band is $14.99. We also have Quarter Flash, $19.99 for Quarter Flash. David Crosby, Stephen Stills, and Graham Nash, that's known as Crosby, Stills, and Nash Replay, $24.99 for Replay. So Jane was first to offer bread. So Jane, if you want bread, just comment bread. That will be for $12.99. If you passed, then Kara, it's yours for $12.99. If you passed, then it's Terry's for $12.99. That's what's going on with bread, Tanner. Don Alker offered $17 for Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Let's sell that to Don Alker for $17. We have America Hearts. This is a promo copy of Hearts. It also has a cool promo sticker. Paul has denoted on the back. We may find some Paul records back here. Some of these are marked by Paul. Some of them are marked by John, but that is a promo copy of America, $19.99. Jane passes on bread. So, Kara, let me know if you want bread for $12.99. Elton John, the Tom Ball Sessions. Can't believe that's still laying around. $19.99 on Elton John. The Beach Boys, self-titled, $14.99 for the Beach Boys. Kara said she will take the bread for $12.99. The Eagles, $24.99. This is a very nice club copy of Eagles, The Long Run, in the original inner sleeve. $24.99 on the Eagles. And Tanya Tucker, Tear Me Apart. Tanya is sealed from 1979, $24.99. Cynthia Herdren says she'll take the Elton John. I'm assuming you want the Tom Ball Sessions because also there's a copy of Single Man. And no one made an offer on Jim Morrison, Music by the Doors, American Prayer, and we still got a sealed Jethro Tull, and we still got a Badfinger with the hit song Come and Get It and Carry On Till Tomorrow. Great stuff here with Badfinger. Sounds a lot like the Beatles. Jay Johnston said he'd give $20 for the Eagles. Let's go ahead and sell that to him. That's $5 off. Jane said she'd give $9 for the bread Mana. We will sell that one for $9 to Jane Fink. So Elton John sold for sticker, Eagles sold for $20, and bread Mana for $9. When Radio Was King, Groucho Marx, $9.99. George Thorogood and the Destroyers, Better Than the Rest, $19.99. Any Jazz? Jazz could pop up at any second. Any second. By the way, Denise Harrison offered $20 for the Tina Turner. Go ahead and sell that to Denise for $20. Sophisticated Duo. This is Duke Ellington and the Boston Pops Arthur Fiedler. That's $9.99, $9.99. Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits, $24.99 for Willie Nelson's Greatest Hits, and some that will be. Pure Prairie League Dance, $14.99 for Pure Prairie League. The Moody Blues, Long Distance Voyager. Haven't seen any Moody Blues in a while. There they are, $14.99. Jetstream says he'll take the Duke Ellington. That's so to Jetstream. 10 years after, Stonehenge. Stonehenge is $19.99. Irene Reed, Room for One More. That's on the Verve label, $19.99 for Irene Reed. Tennessee Ernie Ford invites you to come to the fair. That's an interesting record. Tennessee Ernie Ford, $9.99. Traffic, self-titled, $24.99. Traffic featuring Feeling All Right, Gatefold. Let's see what label that's on, $24.99. $24.99. That's on this reissue kind of golden, reddish, orange United Artists Clouds label. Great album, though. Sell that to Todd Tipton for $20. America. America is a promo copy of America Hearts. It has a promo sticker. Actually, the label might not be a promo. I think it just has a promo sticker. This free promotional copy is provided with hope that you will use it for in-store play. Yeah, it's not a promo label, just has a huge promo sticker. It was an in-store promotional record. So they sent this to a store to play it in the store, $19.99. These are all buy it now, best offer. The vinyl is near mint. Todd got Traffic for $20. Michael Nath, you're going to get the Irene Reed for $14. Thank you. Elvis, You'll Never Walk Alone. Elvis is $9.99. I'm going to set that over here because I'm trying to build back our Elvis crate. Our Elvis crate is just about empty up front. It is amazing how many Elvis records we sell here in the store. I got to restock the Elvis. So if I run across an Elvis record, it's obviously for sale, but I'm going to keep them. While I'm back here going through records, I'm also going to do some sorting. Temptations, Puzzle People. That's on the Gordy label, $14.99. The Temptations is $14.99. 10 Years After, two 10 Years After album in here. That's a very nice copy on the original Durham label, Alvin Lee and 10 Years After. The other one was right back here. If anybody wants a bundle deal, I will make you a bundle deal on Stonehenge and that's two Stonehenge, or two 10 Years After albums. Jackie DeShannon, Put a Little Love in Your Heart, $14.99. How much for E? How much for E? What was E? And I'll let you know. Elvis, that's the TV's promotional. Oh, E is Elvis. You'll Never Walk Alone. That's $9.99, and the TV promotional record is $19.99. $9 and $19.99. Charlie Rich, Lonely Weekends, $9.99 for Charlie Rich. Nat King Cole plays My Fair Lady, $9.99. Also, Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg, $9.99 for some Fogelberg. Boston Third Stage, $34.99. The Outer Vibe Full Circle from 2015, sealed. The Outer Vibe, $14.99. Also, Old Time Circus Calliope. The New York World's Fair Continental Circus. Is that? I might need some phonics on that. Calliope. That is $9.99. I think that's a big traveling music machine. And Al Stewart, Past, Present, Future, just $9.99. 15 for both. 15 for both. I would sell these for $5, and I can't do 15 for both. I will do these, though, Debbie, for 15 and 7, which is $22. I'll sell them both for $22 if you want those, Debbie Winstead. Bob, you get Boston for $25, Mr. Sir Bob Reiger. Bob Reiger, one of our longtime viewers. He's on every night very faithfully. Sell that to Bob Reiger for $25. That is called a Calliope. Yeah, that. Cynthia, I think she may be wanting to buy it. Is that right, Cynthia? If so, sell that to Cynthia. I can't do half off on Al, Jimmy, but I'll sell it to you for $8. I'll sell that to you for $8. So these are sold. These two here are sold to Debbie Winstead for $22. Cynthia gets the Calliope. Exactly. And these are sold for $22 to Debbie Winstead. And Jimmy says he'll take Al Stewart for $8. Fantastic. That was a great first bin. Let's move right down the line, just like the Gary Rafferty song. First, we're going to sell Brent Robley, the Outer Vibe record, for $10. Moving right down the line, this next bin, first record's Deep Purple, but we're going to start from the back. I'll go ahead and make that the first record, though. We have Deep Purple, Stormbringer, $26.99. These are all buy it now best offer. Deep Purple, Stormbringer. Neil Young, Comes a Time, $34.99. These are all buy it now best offer. Johnny Russell, Mr. Entertainer. Johnny Russell is $9.99. Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield, $14.99. Soundtrack to The Exorcist. We also have Dick Tracy, The Sounds of Silence, $19.99 for Dick Tracy. Ramatam, In April Came the Dawning of the Red Sun, $19.99 for that. Also, Harry Chapin, Greatest Stories Live, $14.99 for Harry Chapin. Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, an 83 Winchester press with ES mastering, 83 Winchester, VG Plus, $39.99. Tanner's handed me a couple more Elvis records. We have Elvis, Roustabout, a VG copy, $19.99. It's an original mono Hollywood press. Roustabout is VG, $19.99. And Elvis Kissin' Cousins is sealed. That's a 70s pressing of Elvis Kissin' Cousins, sealed, $39.99. I'm going to lay those right over here unless anybody wants to make an offer or buy them. 12-inch single of David Bowie, John, I'm Only Dancing, and Golden Years. White label promo from 1979, $24.99. The Exorcist, did I not say the price? The Exorcist is $14.99. Patty and then Debbie asked. $14.99 on Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield. Frank Sinatra, September of My Years, $14.99. Cynthia Herdren wants the David Bowie single. Debbie wants The Exorcist. Let me make sure Patty Anderson Williams doesn't want it. Patty, if you're passing, then I'm going to sell that to Debbie. That would be for sticker price, $14.99. William Benedict Sings and Tells Famous Pirate Stories, $19.99 on that. And Al Stewart, Time Passages, $14.99. Time Passages, another really nice Al Stewart. Patty, I have already got somebody claiming it for $14.99, so that's what I got to have, but that's totally up to you. Chipping, the Chirping Crickets, not the chipping, the Chirping Crickets. Buddy Holly, that is sealed, $29.99. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen, that is $19.99 for Commander Cody. The Great Roy Orbison, all-time greatest hits, $19.99 for the Great Roy Orbison. 12-inch single of Cool and the Gang, Fresh, Remixed, and the Dance Mix, $19.99. Marshall Crenshaw Field Day, $19.99 for Marshall Crenshaw. American Boy and Girl, Garland Jeffries, $9.99. The Other Side of Life, Moody Blues, $14.99 for the Moody Blues. Elvis Country, that's the original tan Indianapolis pressing, tan label that is, $19.99. Elvis Country, I'm putting that over there with their Elvis record. Gamma 2, a white label promo of Gamma 2, $19.99. That's a white label promo. If you're just joining us, we're in the back of the store doing buy it now best offer. These are all first come, first serve. Robin Trower, nice copy of In-City Dreams in shrink wrap. That's a leftover from the Wisconsin collection or Sandusky, Ohio, one of the two. Just absolutely mint records. Another Moody Blues Long Distance Voyager, $14.99, and Moody Blues Octave is $14.99. Patty ended up getting the Exorcist sticker. And wow, that's another near mint Moody Blues from the Wisconsin in shrink wrap, $14.99. Don Alker says he'll take Gamma for $14. Sell that to Don Alker for $14. How much was 10 Years After? The two 10 Years After albums from the previous bin, we had $19 and $19.99 on those. If you want both of them, I'll do $15 and $15. Original labels, U.S. pressings, $15 each if you take both of them, Sean. The Trucker Songs, that's from Commander Cody. Commander Cody and his Lost Planet Airmen. That's Hot Licks Co-Favorites and Truckers' Favorites. Truck Stop Rock, Truck Driving Man, Rip It Up, Craving Your Love, It Should Have Been Me, Watch My 38, Semi-Truck, Kentucky Hills of Tennessee, Looking at the World Through a Windshield, Diggity Liggity Low, Mama Hated Diesels, and Tutti Frutti, $19.99. Sean says he'll take both of them for $30. Sell these to Sean Hibbler for $15 and $15. Thanks, Sean's a new buyer from tonight. Thank you, Sean. And we have Patty. We just sold Stonehenge to Sean. The Robin Trower was $19.99. Todd Tipton, near mint, OG and shrink wrap, and that's from that Sandusky or Wisconsin collection, which is just immaculate records and shrink wrap. Wow, John Lennon Imagine, $34.99 for John Lennon Imagine. This is an Apple pressing with the original inner sleeve. $34.99. Imagine All the People, $34.99. John Lennon Walls and Bridges. Walls and Bridges, another John Lennon studio album, $24.99. Sell Todd Tipton, the Robin Trower for $15. John Lennon Mind Games. We're on a trio of John Lennons here. That's $19.99. Rush Permanent Waves, $39.99. No Condition Notes. There's the original inner sleeve. Spirit of the Radio, $39.99. Very nice vinyl. The cover is around a VG Plus. It looks like there is some shelf wear on that. Jane said 15 on Walls and Bridges. I can't do that. I will sell this for $18. $18 on Walls and Bridges. And this is actually the original die-cut cover too. I may have spoke too soon on that one, Jane, but I will still do $18. Stereotomy, that's Alan Parsons' project. Alan Parsons, and this is in the original blue and red, like translucent baggie that it came with. Stereotomy, $24.99 for APP Alan Parsons project. Let's sell Jane Fink, the John Lennon Walls and Bridges, for $18. That's sold to Jane Fink for $18. Thank you, Tanner. Tanner's back here in the back with me now as we're going through these bins. James Gang Thirds, $19.99 for James Gang Thirds. That's on the original ABC label, black label, $19.99. Cynthia Herdron says she'll take the Alan Parsons project. Sell that to Cynthia. Ornette Coleman. We had one of these the other night. Virgin Beauty. EX on the vinyl. The sleeve has some condition issues. Paul has said it's a gold stamp promo. Ornette Coleman EX, $19.99. Rich Group said he would give $15 for the America from the previous bin. Rich Group, you got it. Sell this to Rich Group for $15. James Lester said he'll take Mind Games for $15. Sell that to James Lester. $15 and $15 on those two. The Yes album, a classic, $19.99. Whew, $19.99. We was talking about the other night, albums I've listened to probably the most. This is up on the list. Yours Is No Disgrace, Starship Trooper, and of course, I've Seen All Good People. There's no telling what my listen to count is on that track. Ron Carter, Peg Leg. Ron Carter is $16. Ron Carter, Peg Leg. Also, Roberta Flack, First Take. Roberta is a VG condition for $11.99. Tina Marie, Irons in the Fire, $19.99 on that. Todd Tipton says he will take Yes for $15. I'm going to give it to you for $15. We have In My Own Dream, the Butterfield Blues Band, VG Plus, $16.99 for Paul Butterfield Blues Band, In My Own Dream. John Mayall, Blues from Laurel Canyon. No condition notes on that. $14.99 for John Mayall, Blues from Laurel's Canyon. Dixie Chicken by Little Feat, $24.99. Little Feat, $24.99. And we have Return to Forever featuring Chick Corea, Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, $19.99 for Chick Corea. Also, The Animals with Eric Burden, In the Beginning, $19.99. Great albums in the first couple bins. What I'm going to do is move these records to that bin, and I'm very curious what's back here in this back bin. since we have a half-speed master as the first record. So let me first, Roger Ramjet says he wants Mayall Blues from Laurel Canyon. We'll sell that to Roger Ramjet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move these records. I think we've officially already emptied a whole bin back here after I do some condensing. If I put those with the other bin, we've sold a whole bin of records already. Fantastic. Let's keep that trend going. Yeah, no, Patty got that for 14. Yeah. All right, and Jetstream offered 12 for Butterfield Blues, and Mayall has already sold. Butterfield Blues, though, for 12, I'll go ahead and sell that to Jetstream. So what I'm going to do is start showing these records. First, we have Foreigner. Wow, their debut album, In Shrink Wrap, 1999, with the original inner sleeve. This is Foreigner in the original inner sleeve, 1999. Beautiful vinyl, too. Has all kinds of great hits on it. Then and Now, The Best of the Monkees, $24.99. Keep in mind, these are all buy it now best offer. If you're tuned in, thank you and welcome. We're going through some great records back here, and technically, they're on sale. Pure Prairie League, Dance, $14.99 on Pure Prairie League. We have Skipworth and Turner, Can't Give Her Up. That's a maxi 12-inch single, $9.99. Glenn Travis Campbell, Glenn Campbell, $9.99 for Glenn Campbell. Skyjammer is in shrink wrap, $14.99. The J. Giles Band, Bloodshot, $19.99 for J. Giles Band, Bloodshot, $19.99. Atlantic Records. Jerry Lee Lewis, Odd Man In. Don't see that one too often. It's actually an original album on the Mercury label, $9.99. Hi-Fi Holiday for Banjo, Joe Maphis. Hi-Fi Holiday for Banjo, $9.99. A banjo album by Joe Maphis. This is Involvements with the John Clemmer Quartets from 1967 in shrink wrap, $19.99. The Roberta Flack album, that was from the previous bin, right? Roberta Flack is compared to what? Angelitos Negros, Our Ages or Our Hearts, I Told Jesus, Hey, That's No Way to Say Goodbye. The first time I ever saw your face, Trying Times, and the Ballad of the Sad Young Men. Jeffrey DeLong said he'd give $15 for J. Giles Band. Let's sell that to Jeffrey DeLong for $15. We have Orbison Songs. Orbison Songs is $19.99. The Kinks, One for the Road. The Kinks is $26.99. The Kinks, One for the Road. This is a 2 LP, and it includes this gigantic Kinks poster. It's like a 40 by 60. A 40 by 60 poster included, $26.99 for the Kinks. Mary Poppins, Walt Disney's Mary Poppins, Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, $19.99, no condition notes on that. Mickey Newberry, The Sailor, Mickey Newberry is $19.99. Sell Don Onkler the Kinks album for $20, that's sold to Don Onkler. Weather Report is $19.99. Weather Report, that's on Columbia 70s label, no condition notes on that, $19.99. Barry White's Greatest Hits. Barry White's Greatest Hits is $19.99. Barry White, you'll recognize his voice, $19.99. Kevin Hughes is at $15 on MP. Mary Poppins, sell that to Kevin Hughes for $15. Also, Good Night Tonight by Paul McCartney and Wings and Daytime, Nighttime Suffering. That's a 12-inch single, $16.99. Chris B. Jack said he'd give $15 for Weather Report. Sell that to Chris B. Jack for $15. John Smetzer said $15 on Barry White. And so did Jimmy Sears, but John Smetzer was first. So Mary Poppins, $15, Kevin. Chris B. Jack, Weather Report, $15. And John Smetzer, Barry White, $15. Next is Rick Wakeman, Journey to the Center of the Earth, $14.99. Journey to the Center of the Earth. Rick Wakeman, Gatefold, $14.99. Very nice vinyl. Also, Crosby, Stills & Nash, CSN, $19.99 for CSN, $19.99. Thelma Houston, Ride to the Rainbow, $9.99. Stephen A. Young wants the Paul McCartney, Good Night Tonight. Love that song. Neil Young, Hawks and Doves, $24.99 on Neil Young, Hawks and Doves. Country Joe and the Fish, Reunion, $14.99. Jay Johnson said he'd give $10 for the Rick Wakeman album, Journey to the Center of the Earth. Let's go ahead and sell that to Jay Johnston for $10. Sold to Jay Johnston. Next is Nat King Cole. This is a club-exclusive deluxe 2-record album and souvenir book portfolio. So this is a Nat King Cole compilation that included a booklet from 1969, 1999. Mike Quinn says he'll take the Crosby, Stills & Nash. Sell that to Mike Quinn. I love Crosby, Stills & Nash. And Scott Gardner, I'm going to have to counter with Foreigner. This is a near mint copy in shrink wrap. Instead of 12, I'll do 15 on it. Instead of 12, I'll do 15 on it, and that's pending to Scott Gardner. Shakedown, we've already sold Paul McCartney. We have Jenny Morris. This is Sealed from 1987, Body and Soul, $9.99. a 12-inch single from KC and the Sunshine Band. Do You Want to Go Party? KC is sealed from 1979, 1999. Scott Gardner says he will do 15 on Foreigner. That is sold to Scott Gardner. Picking Time, Grandpa Jones. Grandpa Jones is $9.99. Herb Albert Rise, great music on here. Herb Albert Rise, $14.99. Near mint vinyl too. Herb Albert's $14.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We were listening to this yesterday in the back. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Child is Father to the Man. This is the original album. There's a lot of music on here that sounds like the Beatles. We were listening to it, and John told me and Paul, he's like, Al Cooper ripped off like 4 Beatles songs on this album. It does. It sounds a lot like the Beatles. That's Blood, Sweat, and Tears, $14.99. Jetstream, I'm going to sell you Herb Albert for $10. That's sold to Jetstream. 10 Years of Harmony, the Beach Boys, $34.99 for the Beach Boys, 10 Years of Harmony. We also have Ted Nugent, Weekend Warriors, in shrink wrap. Ted Nugent is a Holland pressing near mint for $19.99. Tanner had to step up front. I'm going to remind him of what just happened. We got Scott Gardner, got Foreigner for $15, and Jetstream got Herb Albert for $10. John Barleycorn Must Die, another great album. VG, $9.99. This has Freedom Rider, Empty Pages, and of course John Barleycorn. VG condition on that, $9.99. Dennis Jackson said 10 on BST. The price on it is $19.99. Dennis, I will sell that to you for $15. Also, Todd Tipton offered 10. Let's do 15. It feels like there is a little bit of water damage around the back cover too. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just the way it feels. Steve Katz on guitar. Jetstream says he'll take traffic. So, Dennis, it goes back to you for 15. If not, Todd Tipton can have it for 15, or y'all both can pass. The Outlaws, Ghost Riders, $19.99 on that. Same thing, Don Aukler. I'll do 15 on Ted Nugent. It is a near mint copy in shrink wrap. I'll do that for 15, Don Aukler, instead of 13. Carole King Tapestry, Half-Speed Master, $89.99. Here's what I was talking about with the MoFi records and audiophile. We have audiophile records mixed in back here in the back. This is a near mint Half-Speed Master of Tapestry, $89.99. I'm also going to go ahead and just set that over there. I'm going to start trying to get all of our audiophile records together. And Paul Simon, Still Crazy After All These Years. That's a check condition audiophile record. VG Plus, $59.99. Still Crazy After All These Years. That's VG Plus. So we're waiting to see if Dennis Jackson wants BST for 10. If he doesn't, then Todd Tipton can have it for 15. If he doesn't want it, then anybody can have it for 15. Jetstream got traffic, and we're waiting for Don Aukler to see if he wants Ted Nugent for 15. So we got 2 $15 offers pending there. Let me see which crate I want to go through next. Well, I don't know if I want to go through this bin, but I'll show this record. I know somebody will buy it because his records have been selling very well lately due to his passing. Jimmy Buffett, Son of a Sailor. If anybody wants that, it's $19.99. Jimmy Buffett, Son of a Sailor. We have Don Aukler says he'll do Ted Nugent for $15. So that is sold. Ted Nugent, $15. And we have Ted, 15. Price and title of the Outlaws. Price and title of the Outlaws. That was right in here, wasn't it? Outlaws. Where was that? Outlaws. That was Ghost Riders. Ghost Riders is $19.99. Jimmy Buffett is sold to Chris B. Jack. If Don doesn't take Ted, I will. Ted is gone. Jimmy Buffett sold to Chris. Cynthia was second. Sherry Darnell third. And Joe Hawkins was fourth. Yeah, I think I'm going to go through a different bin to those. We've already been through these. We've emptied out those. Let's move down one, and let me take a peek at what some is in some of these bins here. Oh, let me shut this door. The door on this cart flies open and gets caught on stuff. Let me see what's kind of over here in this batch. Try to take a little peek. Yeah, that's pretty good titles. I don't know. We won't know till we start going through them, right? I can go through them pretty fast. So sometimes it's like stuff we've already been through, and I empty them out of crates and put them back here again. And so it's like stuff that we may have just went through up front. That's kind of what I'm looking, making sure they're good titles that we hadn't seen in a while before we get to bin, because the worst thing is to get started on a crate and then move on, because everybody's like, no, finish the crate. What are you doing? So we didn't have anybody say yes or no. Dennis Jackson never did say yes or no on the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So we've lost him, but we're going to sell Todd Tipton, the Outlaws, for $15. All right, let's see what's in this bin. A Beginning, Tyrannosaurus Rex, T-Rex, $39.99. Make sure my camera's good and centered. T-Rex, A Beginning, that's a 2LP, $39.99. If you're just joining us, we're in the back doing Buy It Now Best Offer. Pure Prairie League Dance, $14.99 for Pure Prairie League Dance, $14.99. Get Off in Chicago, EX, $17.99. In a Century of Progress, Get Off in Chicago, EX, $17.99. Check Me Out, Harvey Mandel, Dave Cook. I don't know a lot about this, but it's $17.99. Yes, Asia's due out this week. Yes. Bobby Gentry and Glenn Campbell, VG, $9.99. Elvin Bishop, Strutting My Stuff, VG Plus, $11.99. Paul Black and the Flip Kings, How, that's VG Plus, $9.99. That's blues. That is blues, VG Plus, $9.99. The Billy Mitchell Quintet, A Little Juicy, featuring Thad Jones trumpet. This is VG Plus, $44.99. It's a 64 stereo. Wax looks odd, but plays great. Paul says rare, VG Plus, $14.99. Nancy Griffin, There's a Light Beyond These Woods. That's VG Plus, $124.99. Rare debut, first press, and shrink wrap with lyric sheet, Nancy Griffin. I'm actually going to pull both of these. If nobody makes an offer on tonight, they'll probably end up on our Discogs page. So if anybody's interested in those, let me know. The Kinks, Arthur. This is always a desirable record. EX condition, $49.99. Looks like somebody here in the store has been looking at it. They put the sleeve the wrong way. EX, $49.99, a 69 Terre Haute pressing with insert. Very desirable album by the Kinks. That's Arthur. EX condition, $49.99. How are we looking on the Van Halen box? Everybody's getting one. I've got 110 Van Halen boxes coming. I think I have a little under 110 pre-orders. I'm not going to have too many extras to sell, but I'm going to go ahead and email my distributors right now and try to get some more. But yes, we got 110 Van Halen box sets coming. Jimmy Sears says Paul Black at 7. I'm definitely getting them. Also getting 75 copies of Stone Temple Pilots' Greatest Hits on blue vinyl. That's another one that was supposed to be allocated that we're actually getting. Blue vinyl, STP Greatest Hits, 2 LP, first time ever on vinyl. A band like Stone Temple Pilots, their Greatest Hits, $39.99. I'm very excited about that because I've got 75 of those coming. They're pretty much all sold, and 110 Van Halen box sets. That's some big releases coming up. Mark Lentz says he'll give 15 for Little Juice. What was Little Juice? Little Juice. We had Paul Black, Get Off in Chicago, and Little Juice 15. I'm not for sure what that is, Mark. Let me know about that. Sky, John Williams, Herbie Flowers, Kevin Peake, Tristan Fry. Sky is EX, $9.99. Aretha Franklin, Lady Soul, EX condition, $24.99. 1969, it's a second label, Terre Haute, EX, $24.99. $24.99. The Persuasive Trumbeau of Irby Green, EX condition, $9.99. Somebody was looking at this in the store too. They don't have it in the right spot. This is EX, $9.99. Little Juice, 15. What is the shipping handle on pre-order? $7. Well, the way it works is if you buy anything, so we have a private group as well called Whole Lotta Records. Anything that is sold in that group, whether it's in a flip crate, sale crate, a flip crate, new arrival crate, or if it's a pre-order, if it comes in that week, it goes on the same invoice for $7. So anything in the group is $7 unlimited shipping as well. So a lot of people don't have time to watch our shows, and they don't have time to go to record stores, but they definitely see the Facebook post and they pre-order vinyl from us, all the new stuff. That's why I try to post all those pre-orders. A lot of people don't get to watch our shows. They're like me. They don't have time to go to record stores, especially if they're local here. So they pre-order all the new vinyl, and if there's 5 new releases coming out, we invoice it all together for $7 unlimited shipping. That's how that works. Mark Lentz says it was a jazz record. Little Juice. Let me figure out what that was. It must have been something I set off to the side over here. Oh, A Little Juicy, Billy Mitchell. Mark Lynn offered 15. I have $45 on it. That might have been why I was confused. We're very far apart on that one, Mark Lynn. I have it priced for $45. Could you take a peek at the Billy Mitchell vinyl? So Paul says the wax looks odd, but it plays great. So he's obviously test played it. It looks odd. It has like those, it looks like it has that sleeve discoloration on it. That's what he's talking about. It looks like it had that like a chemical reaction. These paper sleeves, I guarantee if we look at the sleeve, it's probably like a tanned old inner sleeve. Yeah, these paper are very acidic, and sometimes in the wrong conditions, this old paper have chemical reactions to the vinyl, causing these weird kind of swirl marks. Sometimes they're not even audible. Usually they're not, but of course jazz vinyl's pretty sensitive because it's so quiet. It's not like you're listening to a minor threat album here, so it's not going to be played. Well, it's probably going to be played loud, but you know what I mean. It's a little bit more delicate. Okay, and then Michael Naff says he'll take the Aretha Franklin. This is sold to Michael Naff, Aretha Franklin. Chris Bijak said he'd give 8 for the Irby Green. That was Irby Green for $8. We have it marked for $9.99, so sell that to Chris for $8. There's the link to our group. Make sure you join it. I post pre-orders every night. Chad, best offer, we take 25 of the Beatles boot. Don, I had that marked $39. I'll do $35 on it. And really, the new stuff's not best offer, just the stuff I'm doing right now. But I will do $35 because I have 3,000 Beatles bootlegs probably. Jesse said 6 for Bobby and Glenn. Let's go ahead and sell that for $6. Bobby and Glenn to Jesse Hood. And Mark Lent said he'd give $33 for Juicy. All right, we have a $30 offer and $33. My best price on this right now is $38. $38. $38 for the Billy Mitchell Quintet. Don, I will keep you in mind on that Beatles boot. Let me look at it tonight, and then I'll let you know if I change my mind. $38. Mark Lynn has dibs. He asked about this album originally, and then Mark is second, and Scott Gardner said he'll take it for $38. So this is sold for $38 to somebody, either Mark Lynn, Mark Cunningham, or Scott Gardner. Tanner, that's going to be sold to somebody for $38. And David Hoyes is fourth. Emerson, Lake and Palmer Trilogy. $19.99 for Emerson, Lake and Palmer Trilogy. We have War, the Music Band 2. War is $34.99, gold stamp promo. These are all buy it now best offer. Emerson, Lake and Palmer. We also have Stone Blues, Charlie Musselwhite Blues Band from 1968. We don't get that too often. Charlie Musselwhite, $39.99 Stone Blues. Mark passes, so now it's up to Mark Cunningham. Mark, you can have it for $38, or if you pass, it's sold to Scott Gardner. He says he'll take it. So that blues record is sold for $38, Tanner, to Mark Cunningham. Tanner's already got it tagged. Elvis, Legendary Performer Volume 1, $12.99. We have Traffic on the Road, $19.99. Elvis was $12.99. Traffic was $19.99 on the road. Renaissance, live at Carnegie Hall. Renaissance is $14.99. Scott Gardner said $30 on Musselwhite. I'm going to go ahead and sell that. Scott Gardner, $30 for the Charlie Musselwhite. T-Rex, Light of Love. T-Rex is $29.99. For Light of Love. Edwin Hubbard. Edwin Hubbard is $19.99. Edwin is sitting in a chair with some feathers playing a flute. $19.99. That's got to be interesting. Elvis, a Canadian tribute. This album came out on yellow vinyl. That is $19.99. Legendary Performer Volume 1. Legendary Performer Volume 1, $12.99. Yes, I've got the Winger box set scheduled for pre-order. I got to do that during prime time on Facebook so more people will see it. That's going to be a big pre-order. So Rat's done a box set. Motley Crue's done a box set. Dawkins done a box set. Now Winger is finally doing their stuff as a box set. So they'll have a lot of pre-orders on that. Chris B. Jack, you get Legendary Performer for $10. Next is Ryder, Carole King. Carole King is $14.99. Pure Prairie League, Can't Hold Back. Pure Prairie League is $14.99 for Can't Hold Back. Pure Prairie League. Toulouse Street, the Doobie Brothers. Gatefold, looks like it's in really nice condition. No condition notes, it is. Doobie Brothers, $14.99. The Beatles Story, $39.99. The Beatles Story is an Apple pressing, near mint. The Beatles Story, $39.99. I'm also trying to keep all the Beatles records together and all the audio file. I'm doing some sorting back here. There's the Elvis records. If anybody wants that Beatles, it's $39.99 our best offer. There's another Elvis record. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Make sure I didn't miss any more. There's that Nancy Griffin. That was $125. Got to get that on Discogs. Also, we still got this Kinks album. It's $50. Buy it now, best offer. Kara said Doobie Brothers 10. We're going to sell that to Kara for 10. We have the Beatles Early Years Volume 2. The Beatles Early Years Volume 2. $19.99 on the Beatles Early Years Volume 2. Also, Little Feat, Time Loves a Hero. $19.99 on Little Feat, Time Loves a Hero. Three Dog Night, Hard Labor. EX on the vinyl, $17.99. And Rick Wakeman, The Six Wives of Henry VIII, $14.99. Also, I had this over here in pending. Dennis Jackson, let me know if you're still watching, if you want that for $15. If not, Todd Tipton, also let me know if you want it for $15. I never did hear back from Dennis. I lost them. Seven Wishes, Night Ranger, gold stamp promo, $26.99 for Night Ranger. Night Ranger Midnight Madness, Sister Christian, $24.99. So Night Ranger, back to back. Cynthia offered 12 for Wakeman. Jay offered 7. Let's sell it to 12 to Cynthia. She was first at $12. Herbie Mann, Fire Island. Herbie Mann is $9.99. Albert Hammond, It Never Rains in Southern California. Great song and great album. Albert Hammond, VG Plus, $11.99. How much was the Hubbard? Hubbard, Freddie Hubbard? Hubbard or Edwin Hubbard? Edwin Hubbard was $19.99. Edwin Hubbard, $19.99. Next comment was William offered 10 for Wakeman. That's already sold. Chris B. Jack offered 15 for the Beatles. Did I already pull that one out? Let's see here. What did I do with that one? I guess it's still in here. The Beatles is right here. Sell that to Chris B. Jack for $15. And 7 Wishes. Night Ranger 7 Wishes was $26.99. And Midnight Madness is $24.99. We're going to sell Greg Rogers' Little Feat, Time Loves a Hero for $15. That's sold to Greg Rogers. Starbirth, the debut album on limited edition Deep Space Violet colored vinyl. Starbirth is EX condition. $12.99. Experimental Electronic Ambient Drone, EX $12.99. Jetstream offered $14 for Hubbard. That's sold to Jetstream for $14. Hubert Laws Morning Star. Hubert Laws is $17.99. Gatefold on the CTI label, $17.99. Starbirth is sold to Cynthia Herdron. That's sold to Cynthia Herdron. Starbirth. Major Time Span. Major is a 2009 etched. It's 2009. It's etched. $29.99. Craig Thomas, you were second on Starbirth. A Way Out of No Way. Francis Moore and the East St. Louis Gospelettes. And that looks like it's a black gospel album. 1979. $36.99. $36.99 on the Tomato label. I bet that's amazing. Booker T and the MG. So Limbo. VG minus. VG minus for Booker T. $12.99. American Contemporary. American Contemporary is a VG copy for $14.99. Culture Club, nice copy here. Shrink wrap, hype sticker, inner sleeve, $26.99 on Culture Club, $26.99. Never Forever, Kate Bush. Kate Bush, $34.99. Everything in here is buy it now, best offer, by the way. If you're just hopping on, we're in the back. It's almost 10 o'clock, and we're going through some great bins of stuff that we've obviously been through before, but haven't sold. And if you see anything you want, just make an offer. Joe Hawkins just made an offer on Elvis for $15. Now, Joe, the only Elvis record I think I have left is the Yellow Vinyl Canadian Tribute. Is that what you're offering $15 on, or was there another Elvis in here I didn't pull out yet? I think that's the only one. Let me know if that's right. If so, I'll go ahead and sell that to you for $15. Jimmy offered $12 on Booker T. Jimmy, I'm going to sell that to you for $12. Actually, it's priced for $12.99, but we can knock off the 99 cents if we need to. The Hubert Laws, Joe said yes. So Elvis sold for $15. Sell that to Jimmy for $12. Price on Hubert Laws. The Hubert Laws Morning Star was $17.99. Cynthia offered $25 for Kate Bush. Cynthia, let's do a $3 bump on that, and I'll sell it to you for $28. Can't believe no one's grabbed it already. Her stuff's been selling, of course, extremely well. A lot of that you can thank to Stranger Things. The Beach Boys, Holland, a VG copy for $9.99. Also, Wilson Pickett, I'm in Love. Wilson Pickett is a VG copy for $19.99. I'm in Love, Wilson Pickett. And George Benson, Shapes of Things to Come. George Benson was $19.99. Cynthia says she will take the Kate Bush for $28. Chris B. Jack wants the Beach Boys. Now, that was another great bin. Jane, you were second on the Beach Boys. If I need to recap it, somebody let me know. I'll read the titles. If not, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next, probably right down the line. Boy, that's a good one. Let me take a peek at what's over here next to us. Still haven't heard from anybody on that. I'm just going to put it back in the bin. I guess Dennis or Todd Tipton don't want it. Jim said he'd give 35 of the Kings. Jim, let's do 40. Paul has it marked as a 69 Terre Haute with the lyric insert. EX, I'll do $40 on it. Arthur, I had a UK copy. First time I realized how in demand this album was, I had a UK copy. Years ago, I sold on eBay for well over $100. Dennis said he'd give 12 on Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Well, Dennis, I lost you there for about a half hour, but now that you're back on, I'll sell it to you for $12. Sell that to Dennis Jackson for $12. Hubert Laws for $12. Let's go ahead and sell that for $12. So $12, that's Dennis for $12. That is Chris's for $12. And Jim Astat said he'll take that for $40. Great, wiped out a few more records. Let me see what is over here in this bin. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. Let's go through it. We won't know till we go through it anyway, right? So there's those, and then we'll probably do some condensing and go through this back. This back bin looked like it had some good titles. That bin has some good titles. I think these were all crates that I emptied out from back in July. And if y'all remember, we were putting out some great records in July, and we were just showing, just like tonight. We went through 7 bins of vinyl tonight, and of course we sold 3 or 4 full bins. So, and there's some great records still left up there. So eventually they'll just make their way back here, and we'll go through them sometime in November or December or something again. Next time we're live back here. So let's go through this bin here. and see what we have. We have Styx, Paradise Theater. That's in VG condition, $9.99. Styx, Paradise Theater, VG, $9.99. 50 million Elvis fans can't be wrong. That's technically Elvis Gold Records Volume 2. That is sealed from 1984. $39.99. Elvis, 1984, Gold Volume 2, $39.99. And Gold Records Volume 1. Those are both sealed. Jay Johnston says he'll take Styx. That's so to Jay Johnson. Burt Jordan, let me know which Elvis albums you want. You got pick on both. Jefferson Starship, Freedom at .0. That's a VG copy for $9.99, featuring the hit song Jane. Excuse me. Let's step up front and get my water here in a second. Later that same year, Matthew Southern Comfort. That's a VG Plus for $9.99. Matthew Southern Comfort. Wishbone Ash Pilgrimage. VG Plus $14.99 for Wishbone Ash Pilgrimage. And Uriah Heep Return to Fantasy. VG Plus $9.99. Uriah Heep Return to Fantasy. Deep Purple Made in Europe. That's a VG copy for $12.99. We have Santana with Buddy Miles. That's a VG copy for $9.99. Tanner read my mind. He brought me a bottle of water. I'll take it right here. Thank you. I'm going to mute my mic for 1 second. And we're back. Welcome back. I'm back. We have an $8 offer for Starship. Let's go ahead and let that roll for $8 to Jane Fink. Jetstream said 9 for Deep Purple. Was there 2 Deep Purple albums? No, there's this one. Sell that to Jetstream for 9. Jimmy, Jimmy offered 7 on Santana, but then we had somebody who said they'll take it at full price. So Jimmy, let me know if you want this for $9.99. If you pass, then it's sold to Jetstream for $9.99. So this is either Jimmy's for $9.99 or Jet's for $9.99. And Joe Hawkins offered 7 for Uriah. We'll go ahead and sell that. Bert's actually going to pass on both Elvises, so he already has those. Those are sealed 1980s pressings. Bert, if you decide you want them or want to make an offer on both, just let me know. Another Deep Purple, Who Do They Think We Are? VG Plus condition, $17.99. Who Do They Think We Are? VG Plus condition, $17.99. David Crosby and Graham Nash. No condition notes on that. $19.99. Neil Young, On the Beach. A very desirable album. EX, $44.99. Neil Young, On the Beach. EX, $44.99. Another Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom. VG copy of that for $9.99. Sweet Freedom. The Best of Crow. Crow is actually a white label promo. EX condition, $17.99. Jimmy Sears passes on Santana, so that does go to Jetstream. BG's Gold, Volume 1. That's a VG Plus for $9.99. VG Plus, $9.99. California Bloodlines, John Stewart, EX, $17.99. I bet we can sell some of those. We hadn't shown those in a while, Tanner. Those turntable mats. Rare Earth, Get Ready, VG Plus, $19.99. Rare Earth, Get Ready, VG Plus, $19.99. And Frank Marino and Mahogany Rush, Tales of the Unexpected, VG, $9.99. Jay Johnston says he'll take the BGs. Let's go ahead and sell Brian C. Crow for $10. Jay Johnston gets the BGs. Brian C. gets the Crow album. Hair, the American Tribal Love Rock Musical, VG copy, $9.99 for Hair. Delbert McClinton, Playing from the Heart, $9.99 for Delbert McClinton. Delbert McClinton, The Jealous Kind, $9.99 on that as well. And Don McLean, American Pie, $19.99 on Don McLean, American Pie. We sold one of those earlier tonight out of one of our very first bins. England Dan and John Ford Coley, Nights Are Forever, $9.99 for England Dan. And the Everly Brothers, Greatest Hits, 2LP, $19.99. How much for each Elvis? These are sealed 1984 pressings of Elvis Gold Records and Elvis Gold Records Volume 2, which is called 50 Million Elvis Fans Can't Be Wrong. Those are $39 and $34.99. $39 and $34.99, and they are sealed. Also in here we have Steve Miller Band Anthology, $32.99 for the Steve Miller Band Anthology, 2 LP set gatefold. Box of Frogs. Box of Frogs is $12.99. Most of these are members of the Yardbirds. Gold stamp promo and shrink wrap, $12.99. The mini sides of Roy Head. Roy Head is $14.99. The mini sides of Roy Head. The Ventures on Stage is $9.99. The Ventures on Stage. And there's another Elvis. This one's called Elvis Elvis hits his second album. That is Near Mint in shrink wrap with that Obi. It's not a Japanese pressing, but they came with these cool Obies, $29.99. Dennis Jackson wants Deborah McClinton plain. Alrighty, well, I would counter with $8, but I think Dennis has a bad connection, and it may be 2 hours before we hear back from him. So let's go ahead and sell that to him for $6. That's sold to Dennis Jackson. And next is Jetstream. He offered $8 for Mahogany Rush. Let me see if I can find that. I feel like it was right in here. That's sold to Jetstream for $8. Jimmy Sears offered $7 for Ventures. And Jimmy, you're in your same situation. Let me know if you want that for $9.99. Jimmy, if you pass, then it's sold to Stephen A. Young for $9.99. So Jimmy, it's yours for $9.99, or it's Stephen A. Young's. Hey, there's Elvis self-titled, $39.99. So we got 4 of these. The Definite Elvis Collection, restored mono, that is $39.99. Remastered, I mean. That one's sealed. So we got 4 of those in there. And like I said, if they don't sell in here, I'm probably going to pull them out and put them in the Elvis bin up front, which we have lots of people coming in here every day asking for those. Jimmy said he will take the Ventures for $9.99. The Box of Frogs is called Interchords, an interview with frogmen John Fiddler and Jim McCarthy by John Tobler. So I think this is actually, does this have music on it? It may have some music on it. Back where I started, conversation, harder conversation, discussion. Yeah, I think it's songs and then interviews. $12.99. Joe Hawkins said 6 on Uriah Heep. 6 on Uriah Heep. Is that the one I had marked? Is there a Uriah Heep left? Let's see, left. Box Elvis. Steve Miller, Uriah Heep, Sweet Freedom. This would be $8 if you want that Joe Hawkins. $8 on Uriah Heep. This is Cooper Brothers, Pitfalls of the Ballroom, $9.99. Dionne Warwick, Heartbreaker. Dionne Warwick is $9.99. Price on Matthews Southern Comfort. Matthews Southern Comfort. That is a VG Plus copy for $9.99. Price on the Rare Earth. Rare Earth, get ready, is a VG Plus for $19.99. Joe Hawkins says he'll take the Uriah Heep for $8. That's sold to Joe Hawkins for $8. Okay. Stevie Wonder, Don't Drive Drunk, 12-inch single, $9.99. Did I hear you say you love me? $9.99 on that. Matthew Southern Comfort says this is sold to Preston Rose for $7. Terry Schneider says she'll take Rare Earth. So that's sold to Preston for $7. Terry says she'll take Rare Earth for $19. Dionne Warwick, Finder of Lost Loves. Dionne Warwick is $9.99. Bill Evans, Living in the Crest of a Wave. Bill Evans is $9.99. Also, Atlanta Rhythm Section featuring their hit song, I'm So Into You, $9.99 on a rock and roll alternative by ARS. Average White Band, Feel No Fret, $12.99 on Average White Band. Average White Band, Cut the Cake, $14.99. And Chicago is $9.99, and that is Chicago 10. Don McLean was $19.99. I'm going to go ahead and take these Elvis records out. No takers on them. Let me set those right over here. Here's something we hadn't shown in a long time, and this is slip mats for your record player. Excuse me. These are new slip mats, $9.99. We have Bob Marley. You put these on your turntable, of course. We have David Bowie, Aladdin Sane, $9.99. So Bob Marley, and that's it. We only have one Bob Marley, and we have David Bowie, Aladdin Sane. I used to have all kinds. I used to have Metallica, Pink Floyd, and those are all gone, and I can't get them anymore. So, well, actually, I can. These are the last batch I have for $9.99. These are the last ones, and the distributor I was getting from, I think, just stopped carrying them. Excuse me. And then I noticed somebody else, but they're much more expensive now. I always thought that was a great deal at $9.99, but they're much more now, so I hadn't ordered them a long time. Cynthia says she'll take a David Bowie, and Jedit wants a David Bowie too. So those are being sold. Next was we had Jimmy Sears 7, and all right, so Atlanta Rhythm Section. It's sold to Jimmy Sears. He got it that time for $7. Jetstream, you were second. Terry will take Don McLean for $19. Cynthia got a David Bowie, and Jetty got a David Bowie. Jefferson Starship. Jefferson Starship is a VG Plus copy for $11.99. Red Octopus, VG Plus copy for $11.99. Let me see which crate I want to go through next. Let's see here. Jetty got David Bowie. I may go way back down on the line here. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let me go down here. I'm going to move the cart way down. Let me go ahead and do a little bit of condensing so I know where I left off from earlier. I'm going to put these records with these records. And getting quite the empty bins back here. Fantastic. There's that one. Not much left in that one. And there's all the Elvis records and whatnot. I'm going to put those right there. All right, let me move the cart back down here. There's that. There's the bin we went through. There's the other bins we went through. I want to go through this bin that has Van Morrison in the front of it. Because I saw, is that the one? Yeah, this is the one. That's got some really good titles. I plan on going to about 11 tonight, but if for some reason things slow down, plus like I told y'all, we got to get ready for Kiss Night, and we still got some invoicing to do, so we're going to try to go as late as we can, but we might have time for 1, 2, 3 more solid bins. It just depends, especially if we start wiping this thing out again. Got some great albums in here, though. I saw several great titles, and they're all buy it now best offer. So first, we have the original hits of the Beau Brummels. That is $14.99. The Beau Brummels, $14.99, original hits. U2, Wide Awake in America. Here's the prime example of some great titles. This is $24.99 and no less. That's $24.99, no less. $24.99. That's near mint. $24.99. Bad Company, Straight Shooter, another one that shouldn't be discounted. It's also near mint. Wow. How did these not originally sell? U2 for $24 and Bad Company, Straight Shooter, beautiful copies. Procol Harum's Greatest Hits featuring a wider shade of pale. $19.99. Leslie Holt takes U2. That's sold to Leslie Holt. We also have Golden Hour, The Status Quo, featuring pictures of Matchstick Men, $19.99. Tubular Bells, there's another copy of Tubular Bells, $14.99. If you missed out on the last Exorcist soundtrack, Michael Neff wants the Procol Harum's Greatest Hits. We have The Knack, Get the Knack, $19.99. This is actually a foreign copy. This is a German pressing of The Knack. Kiss Night, well, I don't want to label it as Kiss Night. We're going to have Kiss stuff tomorrow, but it's going to be like just any other record sale. That is tomorrow night. Kiss Night's tomorrow night. But it's just like when I say we're doing Metal Night, we usually have other records too. I don't want everybody to not tune in thinking there's not going to be other records, because there definitely will be. Henry Pardidez wants Tubular Bells. That's sold to Henry Pardidez. The Circle, Neon, in shrink wrap, $19.99. But there will be a lot of Kiss merchandise. This is a beautiful copy. It's the original 2-eye mono, the Neon, or the Circle Neon. It's in shrink wrap, $19.99. I can't believe no one's got Bad Company Straight Shooter yet. That has to be sold by the time we get done. Uriah Heep Live is $29.99. Uriah Heep Live. We also have Maynard 62, 1962 red vinyl, Maynard Ferguson, $29.99. Check that out. Very, very cool. Maynard 62, 62 red vinyl, $29.99. Carlos Santana, The Swing of Delight, $24.99 for Santana. Carlos Santana. The Other Side of the Moon, Red Holt Unlimited. Red Holt Unlimited is $19.99. Planet P is $19.99. Michael Naff said he'll take Santana for $19.99. That's sold to Santana. Foreigner 4, $19.99. Jukebox Hero, original inner sleeve. Santana is $19.99. Bad Company is $19.99, and that's firm. That's firm. We've auctioned some nice copies like that for $30 plus before. $19.99 on that. Original motion picture score of Patton, $19.99 for Patton. The Free Design, Kites Are Fun, $39.99. The Free Design, Kites Are Fun. Uriah Heep, Abominog. There's some great records in here, and they're all really high grade. That's another thing. A lot of these in here look like they're really nice jacket, really nice vinyl from wherever this batch of records came from. I'm going to go ahead and reluctantly sell Kara Foreigner for $15. The Best of Joe Tex, $24.99 for Joe Tex. The Best of Joe Tex, that's on the original plum and red Atlantic label in mono for $24.99. Joe Hawkins, let me know if you want Bad Company. If you pass on Bad Company, then that's going to be sold to Chris Frazier, so let me know on that. We have Mickey Newberry, The Sailor. Mickey Newberry is $19.99. The Sailor. Mike Seeger, Old Time Country Music. Mike Seeger is $19.99. So either Joe's going to get Bad Company or Chris Frazier. The Best of Aretha Franklin, a quad pressing. In quad, it's a 73 Richmond press from Atlantic, $39.99. $39.99. Joe says he will take the Bad Company. Look at that label. Very interesting. The Best of Aretha Franklin. That's a quad pressing. Very cool. $39.99. I don't sell bad records. Nope. Just fantastic stuff here. Sell that to Michael Nath for $34. Deep in a Dream, the Fleetwoods, $24.99. The Fleetwoods, $24.99. That's something I don't see as often. $24.99. Deep in a Dream. Tierra Mari, Rockefeller Records presents $14.99. $14.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears Greatest Hits, $19.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Well, that's some beautiful vinyl. $19.99 on BST. Super Hits. This is a Pickwick compilation. $9.99. It has Linda Ronstadt, The Raspberries, Glenn Campbell, Quicksilver. $9.99. Super Hits from Pickwick. The Best of Bread, Volume 2, featuring Guitar Man. This is $12.99. $12.99. Corey Gaston said he had 15 for the BST Greatest Hits. That's sold to Corey Gaston. Marshall Tucker Band, $24.99 for Marshall Tucker Band. Capricorn Records, 2LP. Grand Funk Railroad, Good Singing, Good Playing. $19.99 for Grand Funk Railroad. Outlaws, Lady in Waiting. Outlaws is $19.99. Ladies in Waiting. The Righteous Brothers, Saying Something. The Righteous Brothers is $9.99. And The Game of Love, Wayne Fontana. The Game of Love, blue original Fontana label, $12.99. Jimmy Sears says he'll give 6 for Super Hits. 6 for Super Hits. Let's go ahead and sell that to Jimmy Sears for 6. Kara said she'll give 10 for Bread. Let's go ahead and sell that to Kara for 10. And William Warback says he'll take GFR, Grand Funk Railroad. That's sold to William Warback. Foghat Live, Slow Ride, that is. $19.99 for Foghat Live, die cut cover. The New Colony 6 Revelations, $19.99 for the New Colony 6. REO Speedwagon, Good Trouble, $19.99 for REO Speedwagon, Good Trouble. The Eurythmics, $24.99. And this one's called 1984 for the Love of Big Brother. Eurythmics, 1984, $24.99. Very nice vinyl, original inner sleeve. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu, $34.99. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. Brian Arrigo says he'll take Foghat for $15. Sell that to Brian. Jetstream was second at $12. Brian gets it for $15. Heart, self-titled. EX Condition, $17.99 for Heart. Heart self-titled. Those usually aren't left behind. Another fantastic Crosby, Stills, and Nash Young album, or just Crosby, Stills, and Nash. That is dead near mint for $34.99. The Best of Julie, Julie London, $19.99 for The Best of Julie. Kara Bauer offered $15 for Heart. Sell that to Kara for $15. Heart Bad Animals is $19.99. Another Heart record, $19.99. So, John, you were second on that Heart record. Next Heart comment gets that one. We have Beach Boys in Concert, $14.99. Beach Boys in Concert, $14.99. That's on the Yella Capitol label, $14.99. James Lester, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. If you want either one of these, they'll be $28 if you want either one of them. I cannot do 10 on those for sure. Wow, Sports is left behind. That's never happens. Huey Lewis and the News Sports, $19.99. Huey Lewis and the News Sports, $19.99. Lonely Girl, Julie London, a 1956 mono. Check out that cover, $59.99. Lonely Girl, 56 mono. Also, we have African Rhythms, the exciting sounds of Guy Warren and his talking drums, $19.99 in shrink wrap. And the Van Morrison, Hard Nosed the Highway, $34.99. Wow, great albums left in there. I can tell it's getting a little bit later. There's more and more great titles left behind. I'm actually going to read through those one more time. We had Van Morrison, African Rhythms, Julie London, Huey Lewis, Beach Boys, Heart is still available, Bad Animals, Julie London, CSN, CSNY, Eurythmics, REO Speedwagon, New Colony 6, Wayne Fontana, The Righteous Brothers. Janie's been looking for The Righteous Brothers. I'm going to pull that out for Janie. Outlaws, Marshall Tucker Band, Tierra Mari, The Fleetwoods, Mike Seeger, Mickey Newberry, Joe Tex, Uriah Heep, The Free Design, the score music for Patton, Planet P, Red Holt Unlimited, Maynard Ferguson, Uriah Heep, The Circle, The Knack, The Status Quo, and the Beau Brummels. We have a $15 offer for Heart. Sell that to Nick Bargeron for $15. And Jay Johnston, I have to have 15 for Sports. I have to have 15 for Sports. So, Nick, if you Nick's good at 15 on Heart. Jay, I've already got Huey pulled for you. Hopefully say yes for 15. And the best price on this, Leslie, I'll also do 15 for this. We'll have a trio of 15s. That's on the original Decca Color Bars label. And we're going to sell Sherry Van Morrison for 30. That's a nice looking copy of that. And 15 on this, if Leslie says okay. That's totally up to her. And it's totally up to Jay on Huey. All right, well, we emptied out that bin. Anybody else? Leslie says she'll take it. And I think we can go through one more crate. He says yes on that for 15. What's over here next to it? Let's go through this crate here. It looks like more fantastic titles. Julie London, there was a greatest hits for $19.99, and Lonely Girl was $59.99. 15 on African Rhythms, and 10 on Lonely Girl. 10 on Lonely Girl. That's the one I got marked $59.99, so I can't do 10. Let's go through this crate right here. Early Steppenwolf, recorded live at the Matrix, 1967. VG Plus, $19.99 on Early Steppenwolf. Joe Walsh, Barnstorm, VG copy, $9.99. Joe Walsh, Barnstorm, VG, $9.99. Harry Nilsson, Dutamondi, something like that. VG Plus, $12.99. Harry Nilsson. Bob Dylan, EX, the name of the album's Dylan. EX, $32.99. Outlaws, Lady in Waiting, VG Plus, $14.99. Johnny Cash at Folsom Prison, wow, VG Plus, $24.99 on the original Columbia 2i label. VG Plus, $24.99. Neil Young, Rust Never Sleeps, wow, VG Plus, $24.99. Hey Hey My, Into the Black, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. Neil Young, Comes with Time, EX, $32.99. Jackson Browne, Running on Empty. We was admiring that song the other night. EX Condition, $14.99. Jetstream said 17 on Russ. Great deal. Sell that to him for 17. Bryan Adams, Reckless, Summer of 69. EX Condition. EX is not bad, and a lot of these are EX. The Best of Jimmy Reed, VG Plus, $39.99. That's an older VJ record. VG Plus, $39.99. Stanley Clark, School Day. Stanley Clark is $9.99. Chad Everett, All Strung Out. Chad Everett's $9.99. Chad Everett. The Four Seasons, New Gold Hits. The Four Seasons is $9.99. New Gold Hits. Jetstream said 10 on Jackson Browne. Let's go ahead and let that roll for 10. David Bowie Stage, a 2-record set. Looks like an amazing cover. Yes, very nice vinyl. David Bowie, $44.99. Stephen A. Young says he'll take Stanley. Stanley Clark, sold to Stephen A. Young. Next was ENP on the Johnny Cash. Sell that to ENP. And Jimmy, we've already sold Stanley Clark. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Replay. That's EX Condition, $17.99 on Replay. The Who Face Dances is EX, $17.99. T for the Tillerman, Cat Stevens. VG Plus, $9.99 for Cat Stevens T for the Tillerman. Dire Straits, in Shrink Wrap, their debut album. VG Plus Condition, $24.99 for Dire Straits. Bob Seger, Live Bullet. That's VG Plus, $22.99. That's on the original labels. That's Live Bullet, the fantastic live Bob Seger Live Bullet. Next comment is price on Joe Walsh. Barnstorm is a great album. It's only $9.99. That's because it is in VG condition. $9.99 on that. Jetstream said 12 on Faces. The Who Face Dances. Go ahead and sell that to Jetstream for 12. Next is Jimmy Sears said 9 for Cat Stevens. Jimmy, you have been trumped by Kara. She said, actually, well, Jimmy's taking it for $9.99, I guess. It is priced $9.99, so go ahead and give that to Jimmy for sticker at $9.99. Kara was second, and Henry Pardidas says he'll take Joe Walsh. Quick timeout of some of the great stuff that's still left in here. Bob Seger, Dire Straits, Replay, David Bowie Stage, also Bryan Adams, another Young album, and Live Steppenwolf. Next, add this to the pile. Van Halen, their debut album, VG Plus Condition, $34.99. That's on the original label. Van Halen, VG Plus, $34.99. Elvis Costello, Armed Forces, VG Condition, $12.99. There is significant spine damage. VG, $12.99. Johnny Rivers at the Whiskey A Go-Go. Johnny Rivers is VG Plus, $14.99. $14.99, Johnny Rivers. Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion, VG Plus, $9.99. Hit Me With Your Best Shot, in Shrink Wrap, Vinyls VG. ELO, El Dorado, a symphony by the Electric Light Orchestra, VG Plus, $14.99, ELO. The Cars, their debut album, $32.99. EX Condition, original inner sleeve, original label, $32.99. Good Times Roll, My Best Friend's Girl, Just What I Needed. I'm in touch with your world, don't you stop. You're all I've got tonight. Bye Bye Love, moving in stereo and all mixed up. Whoa. What a way to come out to the scene. Jimmy Sears says he'll take Pat Benatar. That's so to Jimmy. U2, another great one. VG Condition, $17.99. The Unforgettable Fire, U2, VG, $17.99. Check out these songs. A Sort of Homecoming, Pride, Wire, Unforgettable Fire, Promenade. Bad, Indian Summer Sky. That's $17.99. That's because it's in VG condition. 2001 Space Odyssey soundtrack. That's EX for $14.99. 2001 A Space Odyssey. Yes, Yes shows. 2LP. Near mint, no condition notes on Yes, $36.99. Tiffany. Tiffany is $29.99 for Tiffany. Also, a Dire Straits is near mint. There was a VG Plus in here. This one's near mint, $34.99. Dire Straits, that's their debut album, Sultans of Swing. We have a $10 offer for Electric Light Orchestra. Let's go ahead and sell that for $10 to Henry Pardidez. Next is Jack Hewitt wants 2001 Space Odyssey for $10, but Jetstream says he'll take it for $14.99. Jack, let me know if you want that for $14.99. If you pass, it's sold to Jetstream. Jeff Beck Wired, $19.99 for Jeff Beck Wired. That's on the black and blue Epic label. It is near mint. Jeff Beck, Wired. Bruce Hornsby in the Range, Scenes from the South Side. That's $24.99. $24.99 on Bruce Hornsby. Jack said he will take it at sticker. $19.99 for another copy of The Knack, My Sharona, U.S. copy on that one. The Doobie Brothers Stampede, $14.99 on the Doobie Brothers Stampede. And Billy Joel, Piano Man. Billy Joel, Piano Man. And it is a reissue with a barcode on the back, but that's an older reissue from the early 80s. Can't believe that's still there. Piano Man. Hank Williams, his 40 greatest hits. Wow, 40 hits, $26.99, 2LP. James Lester said he'd give $15 for Bob Dylan. James, we are a little bit too far apart on your offers. I will say I will sell that to you for $20 though. But most of these right now are not really half off. They're on sale for a fair offer, but these aren't really half off records. These have just been out for a couple months, really. Steppenwolf, their 16 greatest hits, $19.99 for Steppenwolf 16 greatest hits. That is in near mint condition. Steppenwolf is $19.99. Blue Oyster Cult, Cultosaurus erectus, $19.99 for Cultosaurus erectus, BOC. Also, Todd Rundgren, Todd, EX condition, $24.99. James Lester said he will give $20. We'll go ahead and sell that to James for $20. After School Session with Chuck Berry, $24.99 for After School Session with Chuck Berry. That's near mint for $24.99. XTC, wow, Oranges and Lemons, $64.99, a 1989 Allied pressing. Best price on Hank. Greg, I will give you a heck of a deal if you want to give $20. 40 greatest hits, that's 50 cents a song. Surely Hank Williams Sr. is worth that. The Beatles' second album, that is an Apple reissue, $29.99. That's on Apple, $29.99. And The Who, Meaty Bitty Big and Bouncy, EX condition, $17.99. That's on the MCA Cloud label. Tracks include I Can't Explain, Happy Jack, I Can See for Miles, My Generation, The Seeker, Pinball Wizard, Boris the Spider, Magic Bus, Substitute, and others. He said deal on Hank for $12. Kara said $12 on Swarf. Swarf was, I think she meant Steppenwolf maybe. I'll let her correct that. John said $15 on The Who. Sell that. Now we'll figure out what Kara wanted. I'm just going to read the titles that's left in the bin, and I'm going to go ahead and say that was our last bin. I'm out of breath, Tanner. I'm ready for some kind of food supplement and to start pricing Kiss merchandise. She said 12 on Steppenwolf. Kara, this is a very nice copy. I think we auctioned one off tonight. I'll sell this to you for $15 as well. They're 16 greatest hits. That's like $1 a song for Steppenwolf. Here's what's left in the bin. The Beatles, XTC, Chuck Berry, Todd Rundgren, BOC, Billy Joel, Doobie Brothers, The Knack, Bruce Hornsby, Jeff Beck, Dire Straits, Tiffany, Yes, U2, The Cars, Johnny Rivers, Elvis Costello, Van Halen, Seeger, Straits, CSN, Bowie, Four Seasons, Chad Everett, Jimmy Reed, Bryan Adams, Neil Young, Outlaws, Harry Nilsson, and Steppenwolf. And that is sold to Kara for $15. Was Chuck Berry in mono. After School Sessions, Original Chess Masters. Original Chess Masters. Nothing on the label. Nothing on the spine. Catalog number is CH. Chuck Berry. All tracks recorded in Chicago. Originally released May 1957. Digitally transferred from Original Chess Masters. I do not know. It does not say. What year and condition is the Dylan Skyline? Dylan Skyline is a VG copy for $14.99. It's a stereo press on the original label, VG $14.99. Sherry Darnell wants Jimmy Reed. Yes, we're doing Kiss merchandise tomorrow for sure. That's what I got to sign off to start getting ready. I think I can eat and start working on stuff by 11 o'clock, and I'll be working on it till about 5 a.m. Jimmy Reed is sold to Sherry Darnell, and the Knack is a near mint U.S. pressing for $19.99. It's a near mint U.S. pressing with the original inner sleeve for $19.99. Yes, very clear vinyl. And Michael, I'm not for sure on that one. Anybody else? We've had I probably have gone through more records tonight than ever before. I can't prove that or calculate it, but I bet I've been through more titles. If you've been watching since 7 o'clock, you have seen approximately, I'd say, over 1,000 records for sale. At least. I bet I've read off 1,000 names because we've went through, including those two, I went through twice, 8, and we've been through 1, 2, 3, 4. I bet I've read off 1,000 titles tonight. I've went through more records than I think I ever have before. So, but yeah, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, was their pre-order dollar and new order substance. So what's the process? Paul, I will tag you in the pre-orders for those. I know they're up for pre-order in the group, but I don't know how much. I think Dolly's like 49 or 59, and New Order's like 39, I think. New Testament, The Gathering. I don't think I have that. Now, John, my plan is tonight I'm going to order a ton of new vinyl to try to have here for the Thursday night metal show. I think y'all remember the other night we were really running low on stuff to show during metal night. We didn't have as many new arrivals. And we were really struggling because we were really auctioning everything. So we were trying to find stuff to sell. So I'm going to order a ton of new metal vinyl, anything I can find in stock. And Testament's on my list. Testament's on my list. So, okay, I'll keep monitoring comments, but I am going to go ahead and sign up for the night. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm cutting my mic. I'm going to turn off this cart, and we're going to call it a night. I'm going to start cleaning up my mess back here, condensing these bins, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We'll have new records, new vinyl, new vintage, new auctions, and new Kiss merchandise as always. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night.